First of all, it's a hammer.
Whoa.
That's right, it was a hammer.
It was a hammer.
It was a war hammer. Still give me, I can't even
First
remember my
of
own
all, it's a fucking hammer.
It's a hammer.
Listen, be glad I didn't
Just
fucking
need to
say...
Call me a comrade.
Okay, so you guys have a fancy new fucking warhammer.
Warhammer.
And, yeah, I forget, I don't think you guys actually retired for the night or anything. You just got back and we ended right after you were done talking with Lehman.
Yeah.
So, you do know that you are essentially halfway through all of your helping out with the town stuff. You have slayed the goblins in the mill.
Woo.
You have...
Slay queen,
and you also
I wanna die.
completely eradicated the kobolds.
Which
Fine.
now everyone knows what they are.
Yep, everyone knows what a kobold is except for Felix. No, even Felix. Yep,
He
even
saw
Felix.
them.
He
You
got
saw
his
them.
fucking
He just
ass
got
wrecked.
Wait, did you know what a kobold was?
I didn't know
I
what a
was the
kobold
only
was.
one that knew what a kobold
Yeah,
was.
nobody knew.
You weren't there for the kobolds, so he doesn't know what a kobold is still.
That's right.
You're the only motherfucker that speaks Draconic, too.
Yes, that was a whole thing, too.
That was a
with
whole
the-
thing. We
with
cursed
the
your name
dragon.
so many times.
That's
in that
right, because there was a
episode.
silver dragon that yeah.
I tried to heal it, it flew
There
away.
was a silver dragon that
It
we
was a
wanted
poor
to
baby.
heal, and then there was an asshole ass fucking, what was he, green?
Green
Green
dragon.
dragon.
Fuck that guy.
Braxis.
But he spoke
The
common.
Blightwing.
He spoke common, and then we wrecked his shit.
I'm gonna use this as my character.
No.
He just touched a giant. Why could
Oh,
fuck
it's a
it?
Jolly Green Giant.
Except I'm
And-
neither jolly green nor
Being back
Jolly
in the
Green
town.
nor what?
Anyway, being back in the town, you
Jolly.
guys did notice that it seemed like there was more trade as far as like food and everything was is considered. You were noticing that things seemed to be a little more bustling, but you know the town's still
It's still
dealing with its own problems.
We all have our own
But
problems.
You can already see that you guys
I don't want to be
liberating the mill from the goblins has already started to alleviate some of the problems in the town.
Be this guy. Get this
It's a lot easier to fix things when you're not starving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also when you're happy because you're drunk.
Me.
So
I'm not here.
I mean, we picked.
you guys
choices.
are at
Which
the
one is
bar
yours?
currently.
It's the redheaded little...
At this
Oh
point,
shit. Yeah, no.
Is it behind his thingy?
what are you looking
I
for?
think this was one that you were...
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
My talking.
Which one?
He's short with the brownish hair and the ponytail.
Short brownish hair.
It's one of the only female ones you own.
Yeah.
This one.
No.
No.
I am small.
That's right. You are small. Here we go. Yes.
It's me!
It's me.
So at this point in time, we'll just cut into you guys at the bar. Arundel has served you some drinks.
Yeah.
Once again, told you that you're all good for staying at the inn. Your rooms, of course, he lets you keep the keys as far as that's concerned. So it's up to you guys where you want to go.
Wait, was the drinking contest before or after we came back from the forge?
That's right.
Oh, damn.
No,
Oh, it's been so long.
I don't remember.
That was
It was-
after.
I think it was
Yeah.
after.
Yeah, that
because
was after.
Felix gave me my moss back.
Yeah, it was afterwards.
And I was like, he likes me tunk.
Yeah.
And then
Whoop.
we did do a long
Whoop.
rest because
Hello?
I fell asleep in the doorway.
Nope.
Nope.
Other direction.
Rejected.
Sadness. Rejected.
Rejected.
Yeah.
No?
Other direction.
Rejected.
Other direction.
Sadness.
Okay.
Rejected. I don't
No.
handle that well. All right. So.
You just.
There's other people.
In the other room.
Other room. All right, guys. So you're sitting at the bar.
I sit at bar.
In
I
fact, you
Didn't
sitting at the bar.
Didn't
You,
we fall asleep in the doorways because, or I fell
no,
asleep in
that
the
was.
doorway, didn't I?
I'm fairly certain that was the night beforehand.
Yeah, that was the night before.
I don't think we actually.
How many
ended.
times have I gotten drunk in this fucking campaign?
Every time you've gone to the bar.
Every time you've gone to the bar.
Because
How
you
many?
and Lehman.
I only got drunk
Yeah.
once,
I
and
would
that was
say
a
the
drinking
real
contest with
question
you.
is, how many of them
But-
been my choice?
Sitting at the bar, you then notice off in the corner is your friend having
What's
a couple
his
drinks of
face?
his own.
Well, you see, he's actually more of an acquaintance.
Well, I mean, how long do you think you would have been in here drinking?
Fucking hell.
Ever since we got back from
I mean, we
Bill.
left you here.
I can't remember anything.
Well, basically, you've been in the bar for at least a good. Well, we've been gone for like at least a day-ish. Yeah.
Is this like a question of how drunk am I?
Is this like a
Yes.
question of whether I should make you roll Constitution?
Yeah.
Are you super drunk or not?
Yes. Make him roll Constitution.
Sure, why not?
Roll
I
Constitution.
don't have
please.
dice.
Here. Alright, yeah, it's a billion. You now have
They
this.
glow green with anger.
They go green with
My anger is green.
I am.
So is your book.
Pokemon.
Oh, thank you.
Got it.
Don't. I was gonna say, don't do that.
Did it.
Is yours? The red one?
No.
No. Okay, just
Ruby
make sure. Just sit
slippers.
here.
Oh, this should go well.
Oh my
What
god!
is it? What?
That
what?
is a
Natural
natural
one.
one.
All right, so he is
Dead.
sloppy. All right, he is like not even coherent at this point.
It's rum.
It's
It's
wrong.
rum.
Welcome to the sloppy team.
So
Seconds.
I too will shit on Constitution.
although all of you are currently together now, because since you haven't gone to bed, we'll just leave it at that Jesse's character, at Grok. Yeah, that's right, it's Grok. Grok, and
Yeah. Yep.
all of them. I always have to double check because it's
Yep.
Grok and
Purple.
Felix are also with you. We'll just have them on autopilot for now.
Okay.
So, what do you guys want to do?
Fucking, I'm on autopilot.
You're on like faulty autopilot.
I'm gonna go up to the bar and order a drink.
I gotta be
If you
one
were
of
a
those
compass,
people where it's
you'd
like,
be all over the fucking place right now. Which way is north? I don't know. Just go that way.
No, he's be pointing
This
straight up.
way. This
I'm
is
gonna
north.
check on him.
Okay, yeah, by all
good
means.
man.
So, you're going to the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Guessing so we'll start with you then. Walking up, you'll see, of course, Arendelle is behind the bar, polishing some mugs, and the barmaids are running back and forth. It seems like business has picked up a little bit in the bar, so they're a little bit busier than usual.
Mhm.
But the way that they're handling it, you can kind of tell that this is actually pretty normal for them. So, also, what are you doing, sir?
Is this in the morning?
This is about a little after midday.
I have brunch.
You have
I
brunch?
have
I have
brunch.
Lunch. All right.
Want
So
some
then the
mimosas,
bar.
man?
Damn right.
Bloody
So
Mary?
are you gonna go
Bloody
sit at a
Maria.
table?
Ah.
Are you gonna go sit at a table and have brunch, or are you gonna go up to the bar?
I'll just go to the bar.
Okay, so you two both walking up. Arendelle will turn you both.
We're not together.
We'll
Separate
turn,
bills.
we'll turn and see the both of
Fuck
you
you,
walking
too.
up into the general vicinity of the bar. What can I help you? What can I help you guys with? I heard what you did for Lehman. It's great to see that his forge is gonna be up and running. He's been a little too drunk, even for Lehman lately. It's
It's
be nice to see him more preoccupied with other things.
But he has a new friend. I point over the tipper. He has a new.
Caring for this drunk.
Yes, it's great to see that he has someone with which he can drink.
No.
But it is also nice to see him working again as well too. Hopefully, some of the repairs in the town will go a lot smoother with him in commission again.
Well, you know, dwarves like to drink, so.
Yeah, that they do. He is at least about 25% of my profits, but we'll just-
Though he should keep his eye out for a green dragon.
I'm certain he will be able to handle himself in some way, at least. So what can I do for the two of you?
Can I get an ale?
Oh, of course.
I asked about Blightwing, right?
Yes, you did.
Cool.
That you asked Lehman about. He was more than happy to talk with you guys about it.
Okay.
Even though he seems to be a skeptic.
Okay.
Just hates us.
I was like, what food-wise do you have here?
Oh, it's a little after lunchtime. Let me go see what they have in the back.
Brunch.
Take your time.
I said like a little after midday, which means technically he's having a late brunch, which is
It's
considered a lunch.
Like brunch, which
No,
is
I-
considered
considered a lunch.
No, you see, it's between breakfast and lunch. All right, I
It's
haven't had
after
lunch yet.
after
He's,
midday.
he's
after
saying it's
midday.
I don't
lunchtime.
give a
Brunch
shit.
is between breakfast and lunch, which means it has to be prior to 12, but after breakfast time.
You don't know
Man,
me and my
But
That's how
after
you eat
breakfast
food,
time, which is
But
what?
I eat it based on breakfast is the first meal of the day, regardless of the time. After that, anything
Breakfast,
goes.
sir.
11sies.
11sies. So he's going to walk over to the
My
tankards
work
and
brunch
he'll
goes
pick
till
one up,
like
he'll fill it with some
1:30.
ale and bring it over and set it in front of you. And then he turns to you and he says, I'll have one of the barmaids bring something over for you. He looks over and he sees something and goes, oh, why don't you join them at the table? We'll,
what's his fucking name? I forget.
Arendelle?
Arendelle, yeah. I should remember, it's like Frozen.
Wow, way to just ruin the surprise.
What?
Just let it go!
Let
There's
it
a blonde
go!
lady- There's a blonde lady just running around freezing everything.
Oh
freezing
my
everything.
God,
Like, what
Jesus
the fuck?
Christ.
Oh
Yes.
man, fucking Jack's back.
Oh god. She's Arden's gonna call out to him before he like walks away.
Mm-hmm.
Just say, I trust. Has anyone other than the people who normally live in this town, other than us, been around here?
Oh, not that I can really tell. I mean, outside of people coming to trade, and outside of that, nothing too suspicious or strange, really. It's been business as usual. But, I mean, business has been pretty bad lately, so, you know, I'm just hoping it all turns around.
I just want to make sure you remember what I showed you a few days ago.
Well, of course.
I'm not speaking with the right accent. Fuck me sideways.
One access for everyone. Who is
I
it?
hate it. I hate everything.
Of course.
But of
I will
course.
keep an eye out, and if anything weird starts coming around, I'll be sure to let you know.
I'm
We'll all
team
be
here,
aware of anything
As
that
the
might
drunk
concern
I
you.
am.
I'm more worried for your safety because while they may be coming after me, they seem to want you out of the picture.
Well, I'm certain they'll be fine. It'll take a lot more than baseless
There's
threats
a text
to
message.
scare me off.
There's a text message.
Question. Are the
Do you not
the
message with the
glass,
texts?
Are the mugs made out of glass or wood?
Oh
No,
Jesus
there's, like,
Christ.
Both.
They're metal.
Damn.
That's
You are
What
not
are you going to
breaking
do?
his.
We want to pull Thor. Slam
Bring
him
me
out.
up.
So he's then going to walk off. At this point, we'll cut to you. You come walking over, and you find
Go get him, Tippa.
your friend Jack,
Sparrow.
rather sloppy on the table. He's drooling a bit.
Method acting.
Apparently something I have not mastered. You okay over there?
I'm fine.
So, what's your name?
Oh.
Are you coherent enough to lie?
You rolled a nat one.
You know what? Let's what is this? This is a
That's a-
percent die.
You have to roll a 10 and a percent die together.
Listen here. I only care about 50-50. This is a yes/no answer.
The answer is no.
The answer is no.
Dragon.
I heard Drax.
Drax.
And I was like, there ain't no guardians up in this place.
Oh, God.
He seems to be a little hard to understand.
He's transcending into Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Put the cookie down.
Get to the chopper. What's a chopper? I don't know.
Ah!
Anyway,
I start slamming my head on the table. Why is my head pounding?
so he seems to be a little out of it.
Is it even possible to cast like cure wounds on someone's liver?
No,
No.
that would be lesser restoration.
Yes, you just be. I mean, if you had.
'Cause I've done that
what was
before.
it? Well, what is it? Is it
I
lay on
use
hands?
lesser. Well,
If you
lay
use
on hands, you can get rid of poison.
If you get which I will count.
Well, I think
alcohol
alcohol counts as poison.
Like drunkenness as poison.
Yeah.
Listen here, bitch.
Or
You're giving me shit
or-
about it when I did it.
What are you talking about?
you don't have lay on hands.
No, I was talking
I don't
about
want you
like,
touching
when
me
I was
anyway.
saying drunk is considered poison, but
Poison.
like not.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
Anywho's,
Boy.
Tippa's gonna kind of just pat him on the back and
Good boy.
not
Why
necessarily
is the rum gone?
not necessarily put moss on
When
him,
he's drunk, he just starts quoting movies.
but she's going to think back to the first thing that he managed to get out to see if she can remember clearly the name he actually said. So what do you want me to roll for anything? The problem is that I actually know the name.
Roll for ability to decipher a drunk person, which would
God,
I, as a drunk,
that would have to be. You would have to roll perception because it's whether or not you perceived what he said properly.
Okay.
'Cause I can't think of anything else that it would be.
Or it could. Let's say just a straight intelligence too.
Natural one.
I mean, it's gonna be the same regardless.
Yeah.
on that.
Perception.
If anything, if she added
That is going to be a 22.
22. So you somehow got Strax, and you know his name is Strax.
Well, at least he said his name was Strax.
Strax.
Well,
yeah,
you see,
you know that
she's also a drunk.
which
like,
now you then remember that he told you prior in the passage his name was Jack. So
he's a fucking liar.
he's either lying about his current name, or he's lying about the other name, or he's lying about both of the names.
Or he's just so drunk, he's just making up names.
So what she's going to do and say, Strax, was it? I just went Cockney there for a sec. Strax, was it?
Right, your name's Strax, right?
Or,
Bug me, uncle.
I'm gonna take the easy way out. My character passes out.
Bam.
Bam, I mean, you did.
I mean,
roll
he
one
did.
already.
Yeah, he rolled a 1.
He starts snoring.
Tippo just
Done.
gently leans around and just kind of cups his face.
Moss. You have a moss beard now.
You have a moss beard now.
I throw up.
You are the Paul. You are the Paul Bano. Oh, and he's looking right at you. Yes. You are now covered in vomit.
I woke up to her prestidigitation.
Okay, dear. That's fucking.
I'm like,
You can
disgusting.
smell the booze and
God,
acidity of
I
the
like
Tipper, you're making me want to vomit.
I like
Stop.
have moss on
Stop.
my hands. I woke up to her like a little kid. Going,
Stop, stop.
Moss
Oh
is
my God.
very absorbent.
After she does it, she's gonna chug all of the ale that she has in her glass, and then walk over to this fucker and clean him off.
And his moss beard?
No, because it doesn't get rid of anything. It's just cleaning. She's
You're
just
still
cleaning
mossy.
everything.
You are still mossy. You're just less pukey, but still mossy. You are now clean. So now you're all at the table, then I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Did she bring me my
She said,
brunch?
he said that you would get brunch with.
Fine. I go to the table and I await my brunch.
All right. Bitch. All right. At that point in time, the barmaid is going to come over and she's going to place down a big tray that's going to have a couple of pints of what looked like the same ale that he served you before, a clear liquid that you recognize as what you'd been drinking in the past,
As water.
and
It's water.
and
False. Tippa does not drink water.
and sitting in the center is
Oh, you're
a
alive.
rather larger than average.
It's very
Pie.
absorbent.
You can smell what smells like some kind of meat.
Smells like
It's
a rock.
most likely some form of pot pie or
Why am I getting Sweeney Todd vibes from this right now?
It's a meat pie. So,
Meat pie.
and you notice that there's also plates stacked on it, enough for each of you, and it's a rather large pie, so they're essentially feeding all of you. One go. You get the whole pie.
I grabbed what I drank before.
Alright, yeah.
And I drink it all.
And you drink it all. Alright,
on the ground.
yeah.
You're fine.
So, alright, at this point in time, you guys do know that you have 2 other errands that you have to run in order to fully relieve him of his debt to the town.
Oh yeah, fuck. That's why we're doing that shit.
He's just kind of like a side kill.
He's not important.
I was like, you guys should just leave me alone to my own devices.
He gets arrested.
Like,
He gets arrested. We will just leave him.
Yeah. Sorry, I can deal
The
with it.
pillory looks lonely in the middle of town.
We could probably, level up if we left him.
You're drunk, shut up.
That's a milestone, I think.
Leave
Abandonment of
party member
character.
behind.
You level up.
Abandon the bard. Milestone reached.
God. That was my plan all along.
We don't
So,
even have to smite his character. He can
He just
smite
leave him.
himself.
Just as a refresher, you do know that you still have both of the places you have to go are up north. You have to head either to the trading route, where you know that Ed Muriel and Josiah said that they were having issues getting shipments in because their caravans were getting raided. and you know that it is a band of kobolds.
We know what those on now.
He does not.
I don't like them.
He does
And being led by 2 orcs.
Assholes.
Yes, and then you also know that Bailey was also asking you to head north as well. Pretty much the same route, except a slightly shorter distance, to then figure out what it is in the forest that is killing and hunting both game and hunters.
That's fun.
So,
We could kill 2 birds, 1 stone.
You could.
Why would you kill birds?
You're drunk. You're all passed out.
You're past that motherfucker.
You're still at the bar.
so Tippers was gonna kind of look around and say, what more do we have to do?
We have to figure out what's in the forest, and it's murdering everybody.
And it will probably murder us. So.
And a dragon didn't murder us. I think we might be okay.
It's because
It was
they
my
put on.
my
Because they put on a
superior
wonderful
acting.
show. That's why.
You don't know that they put on a show.
Sure.
Y'all
You guys came
thought
in
we were
right.
Yeah,
dead.
no,
You
we
guys
thought they
came
were
in and
dead.
started fighting,
We
and
don't
they
know.
started
We
fighting.
don't know anything about the show.
Because the dragon was a bitch. Like.
Yeah? You want to keep saying that?
The
You'll have a
dragon.
dragon joining us at
Shut
this
up,
bar
you're
table.
drunk.
Tippers just was trying to say we have to go north, right?
Yes, and we also have to help
Look in the mirror,
Emuriel
you'll see a bitch.
try to clear the trade route.
Got me.
I mean, he did help us. If it wasn't for him, I'm certain at least some of us would be dead.
Those health potions, man, they came in handy.
Yeah. Because I'm only a level 1 cleric.
Not my fault. Y'all taking forever.
Not our
Wow.
fault.
And I only have
Doesn't show
This
literally
is gonna
one
be the
spell.
first time we have all 6 people here.
No, it's
Yeah.
No,
not.
second
No,
time.
second
Second
time. Oh, that's
time.
right, second time.
Yeah.
My first
Yeah,
time
that's
here was the first.
right. It was the first time. That's right.
And it has not been since.
First time.
So, is everything north?
Everything is north.
Let's go north!
Let's go south.
Oh,
Are we?
shut up.
Is everyone all right?
Who wants
To
to,
go north.
carry me?
I will piggyback you.
Can the barbarian piggyback me?
No, you get the cleric or nothing.
I will
Barbarian and let's see. So
Asshole.
the barbarian and Gruck and Felix both are like looking around, and they look at the group and go, "We have a couple of things we have to take care of here first." Well, Felix is telling you this. We'll meet up with you guys a little later, but we'll try to catch up as soon as we can. And Felix walks off, and Gruck just walks over to the bar and starts drinking.
Doesn't say anything, you know.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I respect
I'm
that
gonna
guy.
take care of some stuff. Sits
Yes.
down.
Draws a deck of many things.
I will come whenever I'm able to come. And he starts drinking.
You do that, buddy.
Not.
You
Hey,
do
listen,
that.
don't even. He
Not
saved your asses
surprising.
last time.
No, I'm just saying,
Yeah.
fucking go ahead. Like,
You let him do whatever the
Yeah.
fuck he wants.
that's why
First
I'm,
of all,
that's why
I
I'm like,
saved
yes,
his
go
ass
ahead.
like 7 times.
We should do like
I don't
a
wanna hear.
one shot where
So-
there's like the Avengers character at the bar.
We can do that. We can do that.
True neutral spell.
So, at that point in time, are you guys going to head on out now? Do you want?
Well, is everyone?
It has been a couple of days since you left the forge because you had to walk. You had to go back, and I believe it was at least.
That's
we
right.
had enough
Yeah.
time for a long ride.
It was like a day and a half, I believe. So you
Yeah.
had enough
Believe it
time
or
for a
not,
long
this
rest.
is my first beer.
And it's only half
Shut
empty.
Super scrawny.
You are.
Dude, I just took a sip, man. I'll be alright.
So where do you guys want to head on to first? And
So,
Well, is
Did we-
the closest one? I would assume, and then
I want to see if I can find us in the forest.
Yeah.
I'm going to kick his butt.
did we take a long rest,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
so
You
you
got all
guys
the
should be
stuff
at full
back.
everything. If you're not, then long rest that shit in your ass.
let's just double check.
Okay.
There.
Sure.
Or maybe you just suck at spellcasting.
I have one spell. I'm a warlock.
Yes.
I don't suck at
No.
spellcasting. I can only
Look
cast
at my
anything.
spell slots. See how there is one.
Be amazed.
Ooh.
All right.
Just Eldritch blast them.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Being a warlock.
at that
Yeah,
point,
I
you
know,
guys are
right?
gonna head out of the bar.
Yes.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can a magic attack sneak attack?
I don't think so.
It has
I think it has to be a physical
it
attack.
well it has to be
It's can.
no. I think it has to be ranged. Sneak attack. You need range.
No.
No. What is
No.
it?
Range
You just have to not be
magic
seen.
attack.
There's a rule. Hold on, I have a fucking.
I believe in you.
character.
I know for a fact that you don't have to be a ranged attack in order to be sneak attack because
An attack with a finesse or ranged weapon.
Oh really?
Yes.
Oh well, finesse still. Like it
Which
doesn't
is
have to
a dagger.
be,
it's
dagger or rapier,
rapier.
or scimitar.
That's what I thought.
Okay,
Magic
so
does not count.
you leave. You start heading north. Is there anything you guys want to do before you head on?
That'd be broken
Do
as
you want
shit.
to stop by anywhere?
There might be a different rule if you're an arcane trickster. I don't know.
Do
Dev is a scout, so. I
how
don't know.
far did they say?
There's going to be about a half a day to get to where the forest is. That everything has been disappearing and showing up in pieces.
Yay!
Yay! What
So it's
what's
about
that
a
gonna
half a
happen?
day's journey to there. So heading north, if you remember, heading north through the town, you do head through the marketplace. Is there anything you guys want to pick up before you head on out? Anything you want to do?
I want to visit Unreal one more time.
Yeah.
Okay. So
We should see if they have anything else.
So visiting, all right. So as you start walking through, you're going to instead of heading left through the town area, you're gonna take the fork to the right and then head down into the shops. You come across the big tree-looking building that you had seen before, and head on in. And are all of you going in, following suit? Or-
Yeah, sure.
Okay. You haven't been here. The door opens and then slams shut, and you hear the bell ring behind all of you. And you see a familiar short little head pop out from behind the counter. Boop. He goes, "Oh, it's wonderful to see all of you alive."
Hi, Mario.
He pops out and he goes, "Welcome, welcome, come sit. And he motions over towards the table where he had you come before. I've heard about all the things that you've done so far in the town. We're so grateful. It's a lot easier to work when, your stomach isn't empty. And there's been a lot more, the whole town's been at ease. It's been a lot nicer. Is there anything I could do for you? Would you like some tea? Some tea?
I wouldn't mind some tea, but we're here in no small part thanks to the potions you gave us.
I was coming to thank you.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear it. And he stops and he looks over and he goes, "Well, this one's new."
Yes, this is
We found him in a box. What?
Isn't she like dragging him around?
Forgot about that.
Arden
Yeah.
literally in the middle of her sentence just like, what? What?
He goes, "Strax," and he walks up to you, and he
Tip.
looks up at you, and he's rather short. He's like half your size.
Fucking
And
on
he-
the ground, being drug around by her.
Yeah, I was like she's
Oh,
carrying him
that's
around.
Yeah,
Oh,
Chip was
that's
dragging
okay.
him.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You're dragging him. Oh, are you still passed out?
I am awake.
Okay.
Well, I was gonna say he's been
He
dragged.
looks down
he's
at
probably...
you, but you can tell that he's of rather short stature.
Why are you so tall?
He goes, "Well, you are on the ground," and he holds a hand out. He goes, "It's nice to meet you."
I just shake his hand while on the ground.
Track, stand
And,
up.
No, hold on. Sorry, Mario. Tippa, what the fuck did you just say?
His name.
Language!
Did you yell that from the ground?
His name.
Language. His name is Jack.
His name is Strax.
Whoa, buddy. So which is it?
Jack is my middle name.
All right, hold on. You know what? Because no,
Can I insight
because
him?
nope.
And Mariel then
I'm
turns
gonna
to you
do-
and goes, "Well, what's your last name?"
I don't have one.
So then would it not be your last name?
No.
Strax Jack. That's a strange name.
Yes.
No, hold on.
Strax Jack, no last name.
Yes.
Can I insight him?
I was gonna use detect thoughts.
Like THOT thoughts or
Yes.
Boy,
Yes.
boy.
I just want to find all
The
of the
tree is
skanky women.
surrounded.
It's
And
all
Mariel
of the
brings
children.
all the thoughts to his yard.
Okay, no. Detect thoughts. So, which one of us are you casting it on?
that
Okay.
guy?
That one.
Mine is like elevator music.
No, he's the one lying, so she doesn't. Well, she did the same thing to Redos when he was lying about what he was. She does not like that.
People don't realize that when Tippa finds out things, she just.
Okay, so
Just
she
lost.
would have cast it in the moment when he said that Jack was his middle name.
Okay.
So, she wants to know the surface thoughts of what was on his mind when he was trying to say that.
Is Jack really your middle name?
It is not. It's an alias, my friend.
So now you know.
that it has
Because
least an
she's
alias.
not gonna be a dick, and she's not gonna do what she did to Riddles, which was like go deeper into his mind. She just wants
I
to
see
know
how
if
it
he's
is.
lying or not.
You do know that he's lying about that, and that his name is that Jack is no part of his name. He is just.
It's merely an alias.
Lalius.
I like how
Yeah,
you're not
probably
even
Lilius.
questioning me on why I'm calling you by your name.
Jeffrey,
drunk.
did you want to roll for insight?
Oh,
I did.
yeah,
I rolled
yeah.
natural 1, so I don't know shit.
You totally believe him.
I did. I was like,
Jack's
Get-
middle name.
Jack's-
I was like, he seems
that
like a
means
really.
that when if she says shit,
Yeah.
he has to fight her with all.
I don't
his
think-
heart.
I don't
But here's the thing. She's not gonna say anything in front of a bunch of different people. She's just gonna glare at you with a raised eyebrow, and then shake her head. Because wait, I think I'm neutral. Good. Fuck me. I don't know.
True neutral.
Yep, I am neutral good.
I don't know what the fuck
So
I am.
she's not trying to start shit. She just wants to know for herself. So
When
she's
we
gonna
started
glare.
something,
She's
that
gonna glare at you.
started.
She's gonna look at you and glare and raise an eyebrow when you say that, and then just roll her eyes, and then
Does he know that you did that to him? I forget.
I think only
I-
if she goes
uh,
deeper.
I don't know. Let me double check.
I think
I
so.
think he knows that the spell is cast.
I think I think
Yeah.
he does
I
know.
was gonna say I'm pretty certain it.
Blah,
he knows.
blah,
It's a
blah.
save though, I think, for her to go deeper.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a save to do that. Either way, the target knows that you are probing. Wait.
Yeah, he knows that you're probing, but
So-
he has to do a wisdom save or something
Either
like that.
way,
to
the
stop.
target knows you are probing into its mind, and unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts, the creature can use its actions. I would assume he knows.
Yeah. So you know that someone cast a spell on you, and even if you didn't know exactly who, you can probably tell by the look on her face.
This was
Most
glare,
likely
glare,
her.
Well, I did glare at you,
Because
so.
she already knows. He totally looks like he believes.
I
the fuck
was
out
like,
of you.
Well-
he seems like a reputable
He's the
guy.
only one giving you the dirty look.
Arden,
Yes,
Arden,
this thief seems like a genius.
Arden wears a crystal around her neck, which is her arcane focus, so if she's ever touching it, she's probably casting a spell.
So, and Mariel, looking at the group, and just goes, "Okay, well, let me get some tea. I'm really happy that my potions helped you all out. The last thing I
You
wanted
have
was
a dog named Courage.
no. I do not. Although I would love to have a dog at some point.
They go find a dog. Side quest.
Ding. Except, and he scurries off to the back. Here's the clinking of
Clink, clink.
glasses, and after a couple of minutes or so, he comes shuffling back out with a tray, and you three recognize the aroma from the first time you were there. You do not.
It's tea.
It's very good tea.
He places it down on the table and says, "Come, sit. And you said you were wondering about something. You came here for a reason outside of."
No,
I
I,
came here to thank you.
for the most part.
Okay.
I
Well,
would have
there's.
died without your potion.
Which,
well, I'm
yes.
very glad that you didn't. All of you. You've really helped this town out. As far as things go on our end, though.
Some of us don't even have a choice. Sorry, Denise.
Yeah, but if you didn't break the law,
Yeah, that's
If
I
the laws
literally.
weren't such fucking assholes, like,
You weren't such a sketchy asshole.
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. You're the one probing
If there
people's
is
minds. You're
anything
the
I could
asshole.
You're the
to
one
help you
selling
all out.
fake water.
If there's
Nah,
anything I
man.
can do to help you all out,
Water.
feel free. Feel free
Listen,
to
you
ask.
should invest
We are
in
all
my
indebted.
dehydrated water.
And
It's powdered water. You need more water to
Guys.
make it.
got together. He then he scurries to the back again and comes out with some of the pastries that he had last time as well too.
Dehydrated water.
He places it in front of you and smiles.
I
Oh
take
my
a
God.
cup.
Is that
I take a mug with tea, whatever it
it's
is.
like a little cup, teacup.
Oh, it's so cute.
And he's gonna sit down and start sipping as well.
I do fancy pinky out. It's very good, thank you.
Pinky out. You're welcome.
Although I would assume that again, Arden drinks and eats food like
Pinky.
a royal because she's oppressed.
Aren't all your
I
characters?
thought you said she was oppressed. I was like, what?
What?
I said, aren't all your characters in a sense?
No.
Uh, a good amount of them.
E-
Yeet.
just
Anyways,
Evangeline and Arden.
that's true. Okay.
Remember how I wanted to level up?
I know he got me distracted.
So, anyways, he just sips on the tea and starts eating some of the
Is there some
Pastries
crumpets
for now.
here?
pastries.
Tea and crumpets?
So, what do you guys want to do? fewer now. Are
Do
you
you
just?
have any more potions?
I could scrounge around and see if I can find some.
And what is
I don't
his name
know,
again?
but
I'm
I'll see
sorry.
what I can figure out.
Emuriel?
And
Emuriel?
Yes. Short guys in Muriel. Josiah is the tall, spindly guy.
I'm just like, Emuriel,
He
we
gets swallowed
are...
by the whale.
Just imagine Judge Frollo, only not as much of a dick.
So, as, like, Emuriel, we are going to force to take care of another issue that's been dealing with the town. Could, you give us a little more insight? Because the person was a little, how do I say, not clear.
Vague.
Yes.
Vague is the word.
Strange thing in the forest.
It's been.
It's on the way to the problem you have.
The forest
well.
monster.
If
Yes,
we're
that
talking
thing.
about the thing out in the Hengewood, I mean, I don't really go out there. I can imagine maybe someone at the Hunters Guild would know a bit more than I do, or I would. I'm very rarely out of the town unless I'm in my caravan, and I'm smart enough to stay out of the woods. You can get lost in there, and I'm terrible with directions as is.
Until this issue is settled, it's probably best if you keep it that way. Just stay out of the woods.
Well, I can definitely say you won't catch me in there. Let me go in the back and see what I can find as far as potions are concerned. And he scurries off. And after a minute or so, he does come filing out with 2 vials. And he goes, I'm sorry, this is really all that I have. I've been rather dry lately, but feel free to take these. It's no bother at all on that end. As you know, if anything, once I start getting my regular shipments in, it'll be nothing. And he hands over, well, he'll just put them on the table. 2 potions of what you recognize are potions of healing, the same that you got in the past. Mine.
Well, well, things go as planned. You shouldn't have any problems anymore.
I'll take these because it seems to be that I'm the only one that doesn't get hurt constantly.
I never got hurt.
This is very true.
Also the one in
Because
the
you're
back,
all the way in the back.
Yes.
where she wants to be.
That's the whole point.
I finger gun spare the dying like every 5 minutes when we're in combat. So
Yes, feel free. I'm always more than happy to help out, and you've been helping out the town immensely, so we are in your debt. If you do manage to clear out the roads, let me know. I'll start getting more items in, and I will hopefully have more that I can offer you. As of right now, it's outside of a couple of plants. That's pretty much all I have in the shop.
you see. Well,
Use them sparingly.
Well, outside of us, your town also needs help. It's not just us who need the help. We could just as easily leave if we wanted. You guys kind of need the help.
Well, we are all grateful. Yes, I have some business to attend to. I have to get some paperwork in order for hopefully when the roads are clear. But regardless, the papers must be sent out, and I have to try to get some items in. We'll see how it goes, though.
alrighty. Well, the next time you'll see us, hopefully your problems will be solved.
I hope so too. I hope you all have a wonderful day. And stay safe out there.
We'll
And-
try.
He scurries off.
And Tippa downs her tea, eats a pastry, and
Crumpet.
stands.
It's a crumpet.
Pastry.
It's a crumpet.
I should've
What do you think a crumpet
Oh
is?
God.
It's a type of pastry.
This is the interpersonally torment we have.
Crumpet's a
Interpersonal.
crumb.
This is why we're still level 1.
Yep.
She downs her tea. She eats a food of substance,
I will accept that.
and then she just walks out the door.
Okay. You
I-
see her leave.
I finish the tea and I just follow.
Yep.
Okay. Following in suit.
Are you walking?
He doesn't get a choice. He's still getting.
Oh,
dragged.
you're still dragging him. Okay.
You see her leave, and you see the door open, and then as it closes,
Oh!
wham! And you're out.
Okay,
Yeah,
You're
it's
fine.
dragged off more.
Tippa, he's conscious now. You can let him walk.
It's fine.
And so you now start heading north, and eventually you come to the edge of town. And leaving, you come to a fork in the road, and where prior you had gone, I believe, right, you are now going to head left and continue following it up north.
Zah.
That. Yes.
Jack, if you don't want to be drug anymore, I should probably stand up.
His
Okay.
name is
Get
Strat.
hit with doors.
Okay, if he wanted us to call him Shax, or whatever you just said,
It's Shrek.
Miss Worm.
he would tell us mean,
Well,
until he says
He
it.
told me. That's how I knew.
Did you?
I can't recall.
Okay.
I'm gonna take that as a no.
He told me.
When?
After.
He was drunk when we got there.
Yeah, and then he threw up on me, and you fixed me.
Oh.
I asked him what his
That's
name
when.
was to see how drunk he was, and he said Strax. And I said, really? And he went, bleh.
That explains a lot. But I'm
I have a breath weapon.
Oh God, no.
Where is Willow when I need her? She has resistance.
So, after about a half a day's worth of travel, I'm gonna actually have to get all this stuff out. 'Cause luckily, you guys have avoided every single encounter.
Well, it'd be
on
like
the
a
road
whole day because she's still dragging me.
outside of the
No.
Durgan.
I'm very strong.
Yeah, no, she's super strong.
I'm very.
I just want to point out
I am tough cookie.
What are you
That-
pointing out?
that this could have gone a lot longer because you guys actually, surprisingly enough, have managed to avoid every single traveling battle
Stupid tent guy.
that you could have dealt with. No,
No,
that- it
He
wasn't
means
battle.
on the roads. We've
I
never
know.
On
hit
the
a battle.
roads, like
Oh.
I know.
no battling has been done so far.
Good.
I don't like the tent man.
We are the world's
No, ours is
laziest
gonna put on her
travelers.
mask as soon as we get outside of town.
Here, look. So,
Oh boy, we
Oh,
fucked shit
you're
up.
on my side.
yep.
Hello, you're on the wrong map.
I'm just trying to figure it out.
I-
I'm gonna change the map cam in a moment. I just want to lay this out first.
I vaguely remember laminating this.
Yeah.
Understandable. Have a nice day.
Actually, I think we're gonna do.
Do I get
this.
to wipe with the magical wet paper towel that you totally remembered to get?
Nope. Because I did not get it.
So good.
Hence the sarcasm.
Hence this. That's a 2 on a 2. That cancels out the shittiness of your roll.
Yes. Because that's
He
how
always
the-
And a 1 on a 1.
he rolls like this. He like throws it across the table. It just like it rolls across the table.
So,
something sketchy going on.
what the fuck?
You lost your dice
As you're
privileges
traveling
now.
along the dirt path,
He doesn't have a d20 now.
You lost your dice privileges.
at one point in time, you reach a small clearing.
You
And you just-
fucking dice like 7 times.
You'll be fine.
Pull it back. At one
No.
point in time, you reach a small clearing, which you don't see anything out of the ordinary there, so you continue
I
on.
see birds singing.
But as you travel along the dirt path, you find a strange path off to the side. So, like in the woods itself, there seems to be an area of trees and bushes that just kind of peels back a little bit, just enough for a couple of people to kind of start walking down. But it definitely looks as if something large had kind of cleared it out. Like all of the bushes and whatnot are peeled back and kind of a mess.
Does it look somewhat recent, I guess? That's what I'm
It-
trying to get at.
Roll for survival.
I'm gonna do the same thing because I was gonna ask the same thing.
I can't because I can't see anything because I'm still being drunk.
Stand up then.
I
Yeah,
can't.
that's really bad.
11.
Oh wow.
9.
16.
16. So
At least I help. I drop your foot.
you know that
Be a man.
something rather large most likely made this, and that it probably has been around within the past like week or so,
Okay.
at the least.
It's not
You
fairly
know-
recent.
Well, within the last week or
Yeah.
so, like.
But I was talking
you
like
know
next day.
that it has been probably maybe only a day or two since something has come through here.
I don't know that.
Crack it.
I know that.
Yeah,
so
I did.
I kind of lean down and I pick up the dirt and just kind of go like this and say,
Taste it. Do what you want.
"You're right, I won't."
Got him.
So let's just kind of look around and say, "These are fairly recent. We should probably be
Stealthy.
moderately careful."
I'll say stealthy probably looks over the tipper. Be
Strong point.
That's true.
So,
It's nothing against you, dear. It's your sense of fashion wear.
I'll have you know, I don't quite care.
I wish
Alright,
I could
fair
try
enough.
this Beast.
do you?
Yes. What do I roll?
Survival.
Survival.
Not investigation.
Nope.
Understandable. I don't track it.
Roll a 3 on 3.
Survival
Roll
to
so,
track.
so strangely.
All right.
Your dice are garbage.
You also,
What, everyone's?
on your roll, can just see a large amount of
Skeletor.
Okay.
Iridescent
footprints
Skeletor.
from large beings, and then also beings.
I love
Beans.
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 What kind of beans? Red beans,
Government
black
is
beans,
beans.
fried beans.
Mr.
So,
Burke's every
You
flavor
know
beans.
that, but you
Ah.
also see footprints from humanoid.
Nice.
I guess like just a bunch of different random ones. Clearly, things have come up and down this trail in the past, but you can tell that the freshest of tracks are from a large creature of sorts, larger than a human, but not as big as, let's say, the
Smaller than a
wormling
really
that you had.
big
Or actually,
It's a
might
Tarrasque.
might be. Yeah, it's bigger than the wormling.
So Tip is going to just kind of stand up and just kind of walk towards the giant footprints and just bunny hop inside of one of them. And
Like
just kind of look
what?
around and be like,
Big ass footprint.
shit.
What do you do?
It's like, we should be careful.
You can fit both your feet in it.
Yeah.
But it's not like encompassing you.
Well, she's also tiny.
I'm also 4'9".
Yeah, that's why I'm saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
both
she
her
like
feet.
hops both of her
So
feet
to
into
normal
it.
height people, how big is it?
It's still large, quite a bit larger than
Okay.
your foot. Like maybe not twice the size of your foot, but it's still larger.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty much it.
Well, trekking on.
It's probably this way.
So
We're gonna roll stealth.
following.
Okay, let's try.
We're gonna roll stealth.
We're
guys.
gonna try.
Are you gonna continue to be dragged?
No, she dropped
him.
him.
Oh, let him go finally. Okay.
Yeah.
Never mind, you didn't fuck it up, I did.
Oh, bitch, trust me.
I rolled a
Oh.
nat 1.
Ah.
I at least had a 4.
Yeah, that's why I said I fucked it up.
So,
Well, at least it wasn't me this time.
your feet are not meant for this kind of travel. You spend a lot of time on city streets and dirt paths, and meandering your way through the forest you're doing it just as gracefully as you had at the beginning of the campaign.
Which is not very
Not
good.
that well. You find your feet getting tangled up with brush and vines and things like that. Just stuff that's strewn
A
about.
couple of squirrels here and there.
She's probably in the back of the party.
You've even tripped a couple of times on some of the branches that have found their way onto the bottom of the onto the
Great.
path itself. So following the path, after about 20 minutes or so, you find yourselves in the clearing.
Hey,
So we're just going to.
Where's yours?
I rolled a-
Are you really being this guy?
You got a problem with that?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
that racist?
So,
Understandable.
Okay.
reaching the clearing, the clearing is quiet and full of lush grass that moves in the breeze. You are currently surrounded by by dense thickets and large trees. In fact, looking out into the forest itself, you're not seeing very much outside of the trees. There's like very little room to move in between the areas. It's, as they had told you, and as some of you have known while traveling through the forest, very difficult to traverse
like
because of the
forests.
terrain.
Clearly.
To the left, there is a trail that disappears to the back.
She
Um,
stabbed herself on the dragon.
And
Fuck
then,
your dragon.
listen, I
she
told
went-
you it's sharp.
She went to go move it and she
It's
stabbed
sharp.
herself.
And to the right, you see another trail.
I even carried that son of a bitch when he got.
You guys wanted to do.
Wow.
You gave him cat
Well-
ears, that's why.
First of all, I stabbed him on the fucking wing.
But you still gave him
shit.
cat ears, that's totally you.
I did
Totally
not give him shit.
So what is
shit.
up
Wait.
here? What is up here?
Yeah, what?
It's just a trail leading up.
No. He means
one
like
right
we're
here.
looking straight at that blockade. Is it just a wall? Like
The thing
It's
that's-
just, right there you see what is like a bunch of trees and then a trail that wraps around.
Okay.
Can
I
I roll
see it.
perception?
Sure.
I want to see what's going on around me. Oh. 17.
It's cocked. You gotta roll
17.
it.
Oh, plus 4, so 21.
So
I
you
don't
can
have to do
hear the sound of birds off in the distance. It's not as like deathly quiet as, let's say, the mill had been, but at the same time, it's still rather calm, and you can hear what sounds like water off in the distance.
Do I
Sounds
tell
like
which
we're
way
safe.
the 21?
To the right,
To the east?
that way, yes.
Well,
And
I
we
hear,
all hear the birds.
I hear water this way, and I don't see shit, Captain, this way.
Yes.
Shit, Captain.
I don't
Well,
see shit, Captain.
Were we still following
You
the
ain't got
tracks?
shit.
Hmm?
Oh,
Do the
which
tracks
way
lead
do the tracks
same way?
go?
Well, I mean, yeah, you rolled fairly well in survival. You see that the tracks, actually, when you get into the clearing, the tracks head off in multiple directions. The humanoid tracks are just all over the place. The tracks from the large being, you see not only heading off towards the left and around the corner, but you see it coming back from over there, heading back to the trail, also heading out to the right. So whatever it is travels quite a bit through this area.
Set a trap.
Essentially, once you hit the clearing, everything kind of just becomes chaos as far as the tracks.
Like,
Tip is just
concern.
gonna kind of look around and go,
say we could have the one who specializes.
right!
Okay.
I guess we're going to the right.
I guess so.
Alright.
What?
They're everywhere. No matter where we
Baldur's
go, we
Sheet is
can run it.
parchment. Have you never
Apparently
seen
she
it
has
before?
a split
No, I
personality.
know, but
You
I never
play
saw
rock, paper,
someone
scissors
doing it
for
to
themselves.
themselves.
Baldur's Sheet parchment.
No, I know what that is, but I never saw someone do it to themselves.
So you're
Left,
all going to head
right.
to the right.
Whichever
I have
one
two
wins
hands, I can win.
is left. Whichever one loses.
What you don't realize is that I'm very impulsive, so I don't know which
No, I
hand
know
is gonna
that.
do what.
I know you're very impulsive.
I don't know which hand is gonna do what, so it's
Okay.
a surprise to me too.
So you're all going to head to the right then.
At least
Okay.
Chip is.
Alright.
So
Peel
we
that
should-
motherfucker off.
I was gonna say as we're like walking down, we're like, we could check out the fucking areas and make sure there's no one behind us, but whatever.
Someone could also come to us from the right.
Yes, but then if people are coming off from the right and there's someone back here,
It's okay.
we're fucking screwed.
I'm screwed
Because
either
we're
way.
gonna have to fight two fronts.
First of all, we have already done that and we were fine.
We're barely fine.
I don't know about
I mean,
you
we're
That
not
sounds
dead,
like
Ridders.
I almost died several times.
But
That's
you
not a huge
didn't.
loss.
That is very
But
true.
did you die?
I
Oh,
did
no
not.
way.
And I would like to
Exactly.
keep it that way.
Oh, no what?
Did we take Felix and the Barbarian?
No.
No.
They're still at the.
No! Fuck!
They're following behind us after they're done doing whatever they're doing in the thing. AKA
True.
whenever
High
the fuck they show
AKA,
up.
I don't feel like autopiloting them,
Yeah.
so.
Whenever they fucking show up is when they show
Tippa
up.
just kind of writes. She leans down and
Writes her will in the
I
dirt.
need to get this tape. And she just kind of leans down and with the butt of her hammer, she writes in the dirt with a giant arrow and goes, "This way, Felix."
Roll for performance. I don't know.
Be
Yeah.
prepared to be extremely underwhelmed.
And even then,
That
there's
is a
not really dirt here. It's very thick, lush amounts of grass. in
So-
itself, but
Well, where there's
I
grass,
rolled-
there's dirt.
I
I'm just
know.
gonna dig
I'm
it.
just saying whether or not.
So I rolled a 4, so she realizes she wrote it in Infernal. And Felix does not speak that. So she just kind of, and just covers it with moss.
Moss covered.
Well, that's a bigger sign.
There is
They'll-
now a
they'll
very
just
obvious
follow
patch
our
of
moss.
moss.
They'll just follow the moss.
I mean, that's not a half bad plan.
We're gonna fucking die.
And, really quick, can you roll perception?
I will.
You specifically.
I will attempt to. So we'll see. Give me a second.
Because I have an idea of what she might have actually written. Because I did roll a 4
Oh,
on
dear Lord.
perception.
6.
You caught a brief glimpse of an accidental heart, and then some gibberish in Infernal. and then me just covering it the fuck up with moss.
What?
And then garbage.
Give me picture I can.
Oh no.
Shit, where the fuck are my languages?
You can speak Infernal, you're a tiefling.
Yeah.
I want to know if it was Infernal or Abyssal. Okay,
No,
cool.
it was Infernal.
Okay.
What was
So-
the message? Or was it just pure gibberish?
I can't remember.
Okay.
I...
No, this is me asking you. Like,
Oh, player to player?
yeah, player to player.
She accidentally wrote that she likes Felix.
Aw.
Because Infernal,
Would you-
this
Yeah.
way,
Fun
and
game.
I like
Stealthy
is
as well.
very similar.
Okay. I take note
Are
of
you
that.
kidding me?
He rolled
What
for
a
stealth.
waste.
He rolled for stealth, and he is stealthy AF.
He's fucking gone.
I take note of what she did.
Okay.
So gone you can't even see.
So, at this point, you head off to the right, and you find yourself in yet another clearing, lined by
Yay.
trees, and it heads off in 3 different directions.
Which way do we want to go? I don't want to keep making decisions.
Why don't you just do that boulder shear thing?
Why don't we stop in the middle and see if we hear
I don't
anything?
have enough hands.
Tippa said she heard water. There's no water here.
Roll perception.
Okay.
Wait, no. Yeah.
What? Okay,
Oh.
you're in timeout.
That's not bad.
17.
You know the water is coming from this way, like straight ahead of you.
Do you hear anything?
We don't see Shucks.
That way.
He's gone.
He still has his moss beard.
She can sense the moss.
I can.
The moss moves forward.
The living embodiment of everything I've hoped for. Help me.
Help yourself. Swear to me.
This bitch.
That's one way of doing it.
I mean,
You ripped it!
Boy.
you
How
picked
dare-
up my CD in broad daylight and you scratched it.
Boy!
All I wanted was
What is this tape?
it's scotch.
It's not that hard.
It's,
Stop!
Go away.
No!
it is scotch.
I just need a completion
Buy
of...
scotch
You're
products.
uninvited to my birthday party.
Literally, I did that the other
Alright.
day to one of my other friends.
So,
I was like, you're not going with me
walking-
to Mitsua.
Walking into that area, you find yourself in yet another clearing, but this clearing has one different feature to it. At the back of the clearing is a large stone face, and from that face cascades a waterfall.
It's a big face.
Where's the water coming from?
I don't think he means a literal
I,
face.
Like
hope
it's
it's
coming
literal.
down from the
Like the faces up.
It's
all
a
the way up.
literal
the face
face.
just goes up. No, it's
Are you friend or foe?
it goes all the way up, and then you see it like kind of taper off into. So you assume that there's most likely a ledge of some kind.
Cool.
It's quite a bit up there, like a couple hundred feet. Very flat and wet stone face as well too. You bastards, I know exactly what you're thinking.
Is it moist?
It's moist.
Shit.
I don't think we can climb it.
And
No, I can't climb that.
you can gather that this is most likely from some kind of large rock formation, either a mountain or something, but it's hard to tell through the foliage. The foliage makes it a little hard to actually see what it really is, because most of the areas around the edge are just covered in dense thickets.
The face. Am I able to see if it's like maybe a goddess, or is it like
It's
someone
not a
of
face.
voice?
It's not a
You
little
said it
face.
was
It's
a
like
face.
the
No,
face
it's
of
a
a mountain.
rock face. That's why I
Okay.
said that.
Like
There's
the
a
face-
lot less creepy.
Like
Okay.
the face of a
Never
mountain.
mind. Okay.
Have you ever never heard of the phrase?
No, because when you said it's a face.
Oh, the light's flickering.
Yeah, like
You said it's a face, and all
I
this
said
is
it's
like
a
fucking.
rock
A
face,
rock face.
which means just a flat.
There was
Surface
a
of
rock.
rock. Made out of face.
Lobster.
Yeah, it's a rock lobster. Okay.
And
Okay,
then
never
you
mind.
see that the waterfall pours into like a pool of water. At the
I
back.
want to do a survival check to see if there are footprints. It's 20. A dirty 20.
There's a ton of footprints all throughout the area. You see like humanoid footprints. You see
There's
large
currently
creatures,
footprints
small
beneath your feet.
creatures. It's just essentially this is
Are there any where there's just like a dead stop, like something was murdered or killed.
Is there a murder scene? Is that a dead body in the
There are so many footprints in this area, it's hard to tell, but you can definitely tell that there are some humanoid footprints that just come to an abrupt stop
I'm not
in this
looking
area.
for footprints anymore. I am looking for detached feet.
Detached feet.
Roll investigation.
I will join him.
I want to look up. Like, how tall are the trees?
There's canopies, essentially.
Like, no. Like, how tall up are they, like, away?
We're talking like a good 60, 70 feet up in the air. These are large trees. Like, the hengewood has been growing for thousands upon thousands of years.
Yeah.
And the reason why it is so hard to navigate is because of the height of the trees and the denseness of the canopy and the thickets. It just makes it hard to tell which directions you're in. You can't really use the stars as guidance either. It's just hard in general to get your bearings. Yes. What did you get?
We should not. Oh, God.
Y'all don't find anything out of the
I
ordinary.
can read Infernal.
Y'all don't see anything out of the
You
ordinary.
didn't roll perception before.
Yeah, you
It
didn't.
must.
I don't care.
But you definitely know this
No,
is where
we're
the
good.
water is coming from. You seeing all these footprints, and know that chances are this is most likely just an area in which animals and whatever this creature probably is comes
Seems
to
die.
totally
Yes.
came to drink.
It was like,
And
this is a
that
good
the
place
reason
where I
why
can
there are
die.
humanoid
Blah.
footprints is because chances are that's where the hunters go to hunt because eventually they have to come in. What?
She's so amused at her own joke, she hasn't even gotten there yet.
Tippa's gonna walk over to the water.
Okay, we're gonna
Take
die.
some in her vial, and she's gonna drink it, and she'll change her eye colors and say, "Look, I found where your potions are from."
I'm just like, wait, let me try that. I just go take a little thingy, sip, my half my face turns like scaly. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
what do you know?
Wait, do you
Yeah.
look like Redos, or do you look
I
like
go
human
over to
form
the water
Redos?
I get some
I
and
look
I
like,
drink it and nothing happens.
I was gonna say he's gonna out himself.
Non-believer.
So, basically, once we get out of the city, I turn to normal Redos,
Yes.
tiefling and all, and you just see half my face is now scaly. Like, oh, what do you know?
By the way, Jeff.
You lied to me. Bah,
Boy.
Good.
Boy.
read it, boy.
Ah! My DM cam went away.
Ah,
Clicked the wrong one.
Less.
Alright. So, yeah.
boy.
Otherwise, nothing seems out of the ordinary. It
Go
seems rather
back.
calm in this area.
To this middle section.
Okay.
Before I leave, I just want to take a look around, like all of it.
I'm gonna walk up to the water. I just want to look into it. Is it just like a big, like?
In the water.
Is it deep?
It seems to be rather shallow.
there a
It's
sword
crystalline
or
water.
some
It
lady
just
of the
seems
lake?
to run
Of the river.
off.
Just give
What
me fucking
happens is it
Excalibur.
hits into the pool, and then you see it run off into the under the brush, and you
legend
assume that
expects
chances
the
are it
text.
probably flows back into wherever it's currently.
What am I rolling to look around?
Perception.
It was a nice thing to
invest-
say. Oh,
I mean, are you searching for something, or are you just?
I'm looking to see if there's any clues as to what this beast could be.
Roll. Oh God, what would it be considered? Nature.
Yeah,
Wait, what?
it could be
For what?
nature.
For what?
She's rolling nature. She wants to see if she can figure out what this thing is.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
That would be a 6.
You don't really know.
I know nothing.
You know that maybe you've possibly seen something like this before, but you don't know where. It's just on the tip of your tongue.
It's a very large kobold.
It's a
Kaboom.
bugbear.
All right.
Which is neither bug nor bear.
How do we not know that kobolds are just pre-evolved form dragons?
So heading back
Isn't that
out,
Yeah,
basically what
everybody
it-
turn
where are you
around.
guys going to go next?
Where are we going next?
Alright.
To the left?
Can
We
I
should
do
listen
an
to-
investigation check to see if there's like, or not investigation, a survival check to see if there's like a.
I'm just gonna let you keep your survival check from before because
20.
not that much time has really passed. Like I said, they all go in all different directions. It's
track
just,
it?
I mean, the freshest tracks seem to head that way.
That way.
Yes.
Which way looks
I wish
most traveled?
to go to 3.
So he's going to start heading to 3.
I would have rolled a perception check to see if I hear anything.
Which one
Listen,
seems
Robert
more
Frost. Yeah, like most amount that way.
I want to see if I hear anything other than.
Of course, the
water.
way the guy's going, he's yeah.
20. Dirty 20.
Ooh, what's in here? You fucking leave me alone. I can do this myself. Oh, you
Yeah.
are helping.
She's like, oh, you are helping.
I thought you were just being an asshole.
Well,
You
he does
my
do that.
D&D Beyond.
So he is an asshole.
Asshole.
So,
Under the guise of helping sell the gun.
all right.
Got him.
Walking in this direction, you, to your surprise, you come across a large clearing with trees that create a canopy above, just like it has been in the past. But sitting in the center is a small cottage.
Oh, I thought.
Baba Yaga. I was right.
Baba Yaga.
We're all screwed.
Oh, there he is. You should probably text your brother now.
Yeah,
These are dungeon tiles reincarnated. I got all 3.
Oh boy.
What?
So you can, going forward, we can use those.
Oh boy, mate.
Or we can always make our own. But
I will figure that out later.
But guess whose campaign's next?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, listen here.
I think that's your spellbook on the floor.
probably.
Where is Broda?
Where is the Bertha? Does he know the way?
He's ice skating, so
he's
who knows?
And taking his sweet ass time.
He knows the way, brother.
He said that he was coming, so
What? Yeah, he said that 3
yeah,
weeks in a
3
row.
weeks in a row. I know. All right. Anyways, so yeah, you come across a small cottage. You can see that branches from the trees have grown down, and it seems that the trees have
Would you
grown
say
into the
like a
house
cabin?
itself. So, like, it looks like there's
In the
some
woods?
that going into what most likely is holes in the roof.
Weird. Is there any light or sound coming from it?
No. It's dark. But if you want to roll perception.
Let's see how this works.
This is real perception too.
I wasted everything.
I want to go in.
Yep.
16.
Nope.
You just hear the sound of creaking branches, and
Let me see.
that's pretty much it.
I don't like that because literally in my other campaign we're fighting a fucking living tree. So I don't like the sound of creaking branches.
Yeah, you know what? That's not far
But,
off from.
Yo, fuck Barovia.
But guess what? There's,
Yup.
So what y'all gonna do?
I'm opening the door.
I beat the shit out of the
Okay,
living tree
so,
that's gonna pop out
okay.
of nowhere.
The heck is that?
You
What?
It's a
Charger.
6-port
walk up to the
USB.
door, and the door
Is it a
is locked.
charging thing?
Yes.
It's locked.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
trying it is locked.
Well, he's trying that. I'm gonna start looking around the outside.
So which way do you want to go first? I promise.
Yeah,
Now,
I'm
so
going to be-
as you go walking around that way, and you turn the corner, you do see that one of the walls has crumbled, but you can see into the house through some of the boards that have fallen down, but it seems to be inaccessible. Like, you can't actually go through this way, but you can kind of look into the house and see what's going on the inside.
Do I have to roll perception or something?
You can actually just yank that paper off real quick for me.
This is why we can't have nice things.
Brandon!
What?
Fetch!
Fetch.
It's okay, we'll just have to readjust cameras.
It's okay.
Alright, to Brandon.
He bumped the camera.
Brian's fucking shit up.
Morgan. Twist it this way.
Pop it.
Right there. You go.
That's immediately where my head went.
Alright.
I wish to
So,
pick the lock.
looking in, you just see what it essentially is a dust-covered area inside that. It looks like a normal cottage in the center, right here. You see a table. Looks like a bed and a chest. And then there is just what looks like a stove and a sink over there. But other than that, it looks like you can see cobwebs and dust. It looks like it hasn't been used in a long time.
I'm getting some mill deja vus.
No, like the mill looked like people had been in it and that it was just a mess. This just looks like it's been abandoned for a while.
I see that and I call out to him that there's really nothing inside of it except for like a chest, and then I keep walking towards the back.
Okay.
A chest, you said.
A chest, I say.
Battles.
You getting to the back will find 2 barrels in the back of it. Roll perception.
Perception.
Oh, you dead? She dead.
Apparently, my brother's driving right now.
She dead, Jim.
This is
Because I
how
got an
die.
auto reply.
Mimic.
Oh, that's not bad. Dirty 20.
Okay. You can smell stagnant water coming from the barrels itself.
Gross.
Gross.
I try to open them.
Okay. Feel them. Strength.
You open one of the barrels. It's
Strength
Felix.
check?
Ah.
Strength check.
Thanks, Jack.
Tippa magically fails a strength check.
Yeah, that'll fucking probably happen, to be
Natural
honest.
1, baby.
Actually, that is going to be what is that? 13.
13. As you start pulling at the lid, it takes a second, but once it pops open, it comes off rather easily. And yeah, you look in and you see like dark algae-filled water, and it lets off a very nasty stench. Like I said, you could tell that the house hadn't been used for a while, so chances are the barrels had been taken from the pool of water, moved over there, so then less traveling around back and forth, and most likely had just been left there.
This is gonna be gross.
Do it. Chug it. I dare you.
Nobody's
No.
looking. Nobody's seeing you but you.
Yeah, no one's over there but me.
Mhm.
Tippa's going to reach. You'll understand this. She's gonna reach in and she's going to kind of like pick some of the algae up,
Mhm.
and she's gonna start
It's water
making
moss.
little balls with it.
Little balls with it. Okay.
Aw,
As she does
buddy
it, she
mom.
like puts them on the edges of the barrels, and she reaches in and scoops more, and makes a smaller one, and she puts it there, and she makes 2 more.
Alrighty then. Yeah.
I'm making moss or algae sculptures, and none of you are near me, so I'm just literally digging into this water. And just...
Back to you guys at the front of the house. See how the door is
I'm
locked.
gonna try and open.
You're like shopping in town. You guys
Okay,
are, you and the barbarian are gonna like
Say
Roll
get
for
really
sleight of hand.
so whenever you're ready to go.
Yep.
It's been like
Okay, so as you're moving your lockpicks around, you can feel it click, and then the door
Like-
just kind
Okay.
better than what happened before.
of creaks
Yeah, you
open a
missed
little
what she actually did and then covered.
Yep.
Roll it all cool. Like.
bit. All right, the door.
Do it right into the table.
I'm assuming that you're doing it quietly. All right, so you open
That's
the
no
door
fun.
and you roll into the house. And
acrobatics.
rolling in, you notice the same thing that she had noticed through the wall, which is that it's rather dusty in here. You see a table in the center of the room, and you also see towards the back a stove and a sink, or like a slop sink of some kind. And then off in the corner, you see a chest, and you see the bed as well.
I slide over to the chest.
Okay, move him 5 feet there. Roll perception for me with disadvantage.
Arden is purposely standing in the pathway. That was really bad.
Oh my god.
That was
7.
Okay, you walk up to the chest.
And
Is it a mimic?
this
Walk
is
up to the
acid
chest.
pit.
It's a fucking mimic.
acid pits.
Goddamn, we'll eat all over again. Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah, that
He's
also-
fucking dead.
That also happened in Critical Role. It was the greatest thing. They also dropped his character into a pit of acid again, and it was probably the greatest thing ever.
It's so mean to
Very first
him.
one.
What's your armor class?
9?
That's a good.
Not high.
That's always a great question.
14.
That's also how they lost the flying carpet.
Hold on. I just pull up some things real
Oh
quick.
god.
Oh yeah, he's fucking dead. Well, we're gonna have to find a new rogue.
Okay. Back.
I'm making algae creatures.
The way you did that, I
Did
think you were
anybody
making
else go
Mickey
into the
Mouse.
house with him?
Oh, okay.
Is anyone,
not.
is anyone else in the house with him, or looking in the house?
Well, Redos is the closest. I'm purposely
Redos,
staying
can
in
you
the
roll
doorway.
perception for me?
Yeah, he's like in the Redos is like in the doorway.
Yeah, and I purposely stayed right there to hear if anything came down from the other ways.
Perception +1. Natural 1.
Oh my
You
god!
don't
two.
notice shit.
You
You're
are
not even really
so
taking
fun.
note of him walking off.
Nope.
Wow, you guys are just great.
I'm watching our asses. I was doing something on purpose.
Since I'm
Perfect.
vaguely near the opening to the thing, can I roll to
Okay,
see
there
if
we
I
go.
hear anything?
Found it. Wow.
Is
took
it
forever.
passive perception? Use that? No. I mean, I'm not in combat.
Not yet.
Can I roll to see if
Yet,
I hear anything
technically.
from inside? Since I'm next to the giant blasted hole in the wall. I'm
Well,
not next
hold
to,
on.
but...
You're still back behind, like, you're
But,
there.
yeah, she's
Yeah,
making
you can
switches.
roll for perception if you want. That's gonna hit.
Oh god.
I rolled a 10. Wow.
When he yells, you'll hear him.
Yeah. So I could let everyone within 300 feet know that we're here. I could do that.
So,
It's not, because we don't need the giant beast to
at
come and
that
get
point
us.
in time,
the
Okay.
chest sprouts teeth and starts munching on you. Dark Souls
You-
style.
Okay.
Man,
see
I wish I knew it was an attack.
a couple of large. You look up, and you see that hanging above you,
Ah.
Oh, there's a
Interesting.
fucking spider
and
in
you
there.
see it
Goddamn
inside of
spiders.
a giant funnel in the branches above you, and it reaches that down and it grabs you
Oh my
with
God.
its teeth. You take 5 damage,
Oh.
and then it
Fuck.
yanks you up into the branches.
It's not bad.
And
having a
you
bad
can
day.
feel yourself begin to spin,
Is there a window there?
We are having a very bad day.
Or is it just the big
and
huge
you get
hole?
thrown. No, it's just a big hole. There's a bunch of holes in the ceiling, and you can feel yourself get thrown back
Oh my god.
onto webs. You are now restrained.
Is my mouth restrained?
Is my
No.
mouth restrained?
I scream like a little girl.
Redos, you
Yeah.
turn
Ah.
in just the amount of time to see his feet disappear into the branches.
Hey guys, I think we have a
Do
problem.
I see anything?
Roll perception again. You heard him, but you don't see anything. Like
Standing outside, I don't see anything happening above the house.
Okay.
no. What'd you get?
17.
You now notice that all in the canopy are webs.
Hey guys, this spider's
The
here.
one place I didn't actually. I rolled an 18.
Dropping down onto the table
I hate this. I hate this so much.
are 2 little spiders that
I hate
hop.
spiders.
And
So
in
do
the
I.
corner where he had disappeared
The plastic.
comes
I don't care.
a large creeping
Is it
spider.
in the air?
It is now on the ground, but it creeps
Alright,
down
so then-
from the ceiling.
So he's like up
He's
hiding
gone
in the
somewhere.
loft.
And they all make. You remember like the shrieking noises that the ones in Lord of the Hobbit make?
Yeah.
That.
Mm.
Let's say, because Lord of the Rings, technically there was the one spider in Lord of the Rings too, but yeah, no. So, everyone roll for initiative.
Spiders make me
I
want to
hate
vomit.
this.
Spiders make me want to vomit.
But
Literally, I touched the
As
ground and then
we're-
looked at it, and I straight
as
up almost
we're doing
vomited.
this, from there,
Oh, 2. That's not.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yay!
like all the way at the beginning.
Oh, we're
Well,
so dead.
Shax and Jax,
With
whatever the
advantage.
fuck your name is, you're probably gonna fucking die.
Yeah, you're fucked.
I rolled a 4, she rolled a 2.
So I got technically.
Wait, you
So-
rolled a 2?
You have a- yeah.
Perception advantage?
Size
So we need to roll.
What's your modifier?
21.
0.
21.
I
You
have a 4.
hear
Okay, I'm
Screaming.
2.
From
My
Something
initiative is
right.
plus 2.
Alright,
We need to roll.
So
I
what's
got a
your
4 as
total?
well.
so I
Oh,
have
okay.
4 total.
You
Okay.
also
okay.
roll.
I am
No, 6.
2.
I'm sorry, 6
Okay.
total.
2. I have 0 to initiative.
Fuck.
I have a 9.
I'm 2.
19.
You go first.
gonna
Brandon,
do?
you also roll for initiative.
I did.
as well.
No,
Okay,
no, I rolled a
It's no, he'll go before me, but we both rolled 4s.
We are all shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't really
It
matter what I
it
do.
teetered on an 18, and I was like, yeah, I can actually do something. And then I watched it flip to a 2, and I was like,
Nope.
well, fuck.
Okay.
We're fucked.
Okay. All right.
Yeah,
hold up.
Trax
Hold
is
up.
dead.
Hold up. Hold up.
These animals.
They're beasts.
Green spider is spider 1,
Spooder.
Ew.
Okay.
and
it.
other spider is spider 2.
Ah,
Still
I
love it.
didn't see that. What about the big spider?
It's fucking big spider.
It's Big Spider.
Fucking big spider.
Fuck it. It's the FBS.
FBS.
Fucking
Fucking Big Spider.
Fee.
I
Five full fun.
Acronyms.
what was it from?
All right. So
I called the
Brooke
BFG.
is
The
here. so we
BFG,
got-
Yes, I
are
remember
you,
Right.
ROUSs?
The Thunder Gun.
God.
SMGs.
I just so happen to have a
Ninja
big...
Sex Party, I think, has a song that's all just acronyms.
Yes, they do.
Yes.
That's what it makes me think of, because I just watched the Katamari re-roll that they're doing, and he was talking about it.
So,
all the BF swords.
Strax. Initiative.
What?
Oh.
I was like, there's no way he's going first!
I haven't gotten your initiatives yet. Strax.
I got a 4.
You're fucking dead.
Felix.
14.
Arden.
4, but I go after Shax.
So Strax goes first.
Yes.
Redos.
6.
Holy, roll.
Oh shit.
Oh yeah.
6.
Damn.
Okay. Tisha.
I got a nat 1, and I got a 19.
Holy fuck, guys. Wow.
At least the tail end of this is really strong.
We try.
They don't
Holy
fuck you up
shit.
real good in the first round.
Alright, y'all
You're at
gonna
least-
fucking hate this shit.
I
alright.
already do. I already do.
Nope, gotta do something else first.
Man, I was so stealthy.
Cause you just fucking went up to the goddamn thing.
But I was so stealthy about it.
We missed all the spiders in the fucking canopy. That was the first clue. We
Hey,
missed
man.
those.
Well, to be fair, you didn't go in the house. You were outside of the house. You didn't.
I
You
was
were,
watching
even
this.
further.
I was watching.
I'm
And
not
you
here.
were in the house and you weren't here.
You also gotta think, in a world where Spider-Man exists,
In a
people
world.
refuse to look up.
I looked up over here to see how tall the canopies were.
It's true, man.
Oh,
In a
dear
world
Lord. Okay.
Where
okay.
Spider-Man
so,
exists in the canopy.
Wow, this is gonna so. Dear
Don't
Lord.
talk to me about it.
Don't talk to me
I'll
about
be
it.
fine.
At least some of the
Oh my
Oh
god!
my fucking God.
Holy
Look at
shit.
you,
Sit
bitch.
your ass down and roll initiative because we're about
Roll
to get
initiative.
fucked.
No,
fucking
no.
idea what just happened.
No. He didn't get the roll initiative yet. He ain't
No,
even here.
I-
She ain't here.
I
He's
know
here.
that.
He
Here's your
ain't here.
spaghetti.
No. So,
Holy shit, you're alive.
Craziest night.
Oh, it's about to get worse.
at this point in
Here's
time,
Here's your spaghetti axe.
Wait, these in your.
the
Those are
giant
nice,
Thank you.
spider
So whenever
bolts towards the first person.
Nope.
It sees.
I'm saying no.
Which
Goes-
is another spider.
Wait, yeah. How?
Goes it? It's these things are other spiders are tiny.
No. I meant like.
Screaming like a little
How would
girl
they
is
see
a
us? I
great
thought the
exit.
only like view in was the
He's
hole.
Just
literally
use
standing
it.
in the doorway.
Oh, I forgot he was standing in the. Never mind. I forgot he was standing in the doorway.
Can you fucking control the spiders? I can't. If I touch them, I'm gonna
Yeah, go
bomb.
ahead.
And it
I'm having
attacks.
prestidigitation myself.
I own one of these in real life.
Yeah, I know you
Hold
do.
up.
You
I
fucking
love the
weirdo.
fact that you had. Wait, you have prestidigitation?
Glamour.
No. I just love the fact that you had it, and instead, when you were covered in vomit, you're like.
No, I do not have prestidigitation.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, she has it, and instead walked over and was like, ew, get it off.
Dear Lord,
No,
okay.
yeah, I don't have that.
You would have thaumaturgy.
Hey, that's
I
actually
do have vomit
pretty
pressure.
bad. 10 to hit.
No, miss.
All right.
Aha!
It goes to bite
Ugly.
you, and you
Shriek and
duck out of the way. Spider 1.
Hey.
Spider 1 is then
the
going
green
to
one.
crawl along the walls up to you. No, not you. To him.
Me.
Him.
And it's going to...
Thank God none
Yeah.
of them paid attention to the giant hole. Because Tippa is still outside, just
Going to
fucking
attack
making
you.
creatures.
out of algae. She's just shaping them, you know.
I'm pretty certain that one's gonna hit. Is a natural 17 plus 4.
Just barely.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
21. Yeah. So you're
Yeah,
gonna
AC's
take one
14.
one piercing damage
Okay.
That's not bad.
and
Poison.
Hit me, daddy.
4 poison damage.
Damn.
Yeah, he hit me.
Yeah, that's half your health.
Yep, he hit me.
It
Yep.
clamps down on your arm, and you can feel its teeth dig
I'm safe
in.
right now. They
You
never
thi-
eat the
at
thing in the
first
web.
you're
Not first.
okay
Not
with it
first.
because it doesn't seem to hurt that bad, and then all of a sudden you feel the poison seeping into your arm, and you yank it away, and you feel your life force just start to drain.
Oh, great. It just does poison damage. That's fun.
And
Somebody light the forest on fire.
I'm about to.
There's a stove.
actually,
Maybe it still works.
my bad. Hold up. Roll a Constitution saving throw. My bad. Sorry, I got ahead of myself.
What are you doing?
Don't fuck it up.
Constitution?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, +1. Hey, 14.
Yeah, you're good. All right, so you don't take any damage. You feel
So I
like when you
piercing.
You just get one
you
piercing.
take one piercing. You pull away, and you see poison dripping from its fangs.
It was what they call in the spider industry
Felix.
a dry
He's
bite.
literally
Heard
wrapped
about those.
in webs above our house.
A
I'm
scream
outside,
five.
so I have no idea what's going on.
20,
And you two are just showing up.
30,
Okay.
You're gonna have to wait though. Apparently.
40,
I can reason with them.
Are you
Yes.
dashing?
Dude.
50, 60.
I'm
We're
assuming
about
he
to have
hears
a
the
big
yelling
spider
and
pet.
the screaming.
Right now,
Because that could
I'm
poison
looking
my weapons.
past Arden and Rados, and I just see a.
Cabin.
I
You see a giant spider sitting in the doorway in front of Redos, towering over him, and then you can also.
It's on the table.
Well,
so
if
it's
the
just gonna
door
be there.
is that way, this one would have to be on the outside. To be fair, let me reason.
I see spiders.
Well, he's also
Got
on the
it.
wall.
Okay.
He's on the wall.
Unfortunately, that's the.
On the window.
You see spiders.
Well,
I
even
dash, so that's my turn.
Okay. Spider 2
Hurt me,
climbs
daddy.
along the wall as well.
Hurt me, daddy.
Looks like it's yelling.
It's a face
And it's
hugger.
gonna
It's not
come-
a spider.
Around the wall. So it comes around. It comes around the wall.
Does it come around the mountain?
It's
when
literally
it comes?
on the wall to the right next to
Fucking tell me what to
Redos
do.
on the outside.
Oh.
So it's currently
I have
hanging
an
along the
app
wall
that tells me
on
what to
the
do.
outside. This is gonna be difficult to fucking
Who's
manage,
gonna tell
but
you?
it's
Got
gonna
it.
do it.
Just a
This
reminder.
is
Don't.
gonna make me bomb.
This one's a pause. Sometimes it's make sure to eat
Yeah.
food.
Nat
I
20.
watched your
God.
fucking night feed.
Perfect. Look at it.
Way to
You
go.
take 2
Good
piercing
job.
damage. And roll Constitution.
Roll calm, boy.
13.
Okay, you're good. You're good.
I don't have to heal you yet.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Fuck me.
hey Redos,
Hi.
it's your turn.
How's it going?
Hi.
I disengage.
Send
I am
fucking
gone.
me.
Listen, I need you there though.
No.
I need you were supporting the little spider.
Fuck you.
Fuck you,
You
you're a
just
little
put the
spider.
spider in that spot, and just it's on the wall. It's not actually on the ground.
I'm just like,
Did you move off to the side?
so I disengage. I go fucking.
Where do you go? Where do you go?
I
Huh?
want
Huh?
a Viking
Huh?
funeral. Light me
Huh?
up.
I got
I
you,
go
boy.
around. Yeah, I don't even fucking know. I go around the corner.
Towards,
Yeah.
Towards me?
No.
Yes,
spider,
to
no.
you.
You motherfucker. You're gonna kill me.
Yeah.
I'm like
What's your fucking movement?
60, 30.
Are you dashing?
30.
No,
He's
no, I
disengaged.
disengaged.
Okay, so yeah, so 30.
Because if I didn't, I would have got fucked.
Yep.
Yeah, I go there. I'm like, Tippa, there's stuff here that says they hate your moss. Go show them what's up.
She turns green.
That's my turn.
Is Tippa deathly afraid of spiders?
Tippa could not give less shits.
Ah,
Cat
then you-
is fucking terrible.
then you gotta act
Cat
like you're
hates
not.
spiders.
I'm
Oh
gonna pull
god,
up
stop
live
making the
pictures
noise.
of
So,
spiders.
Why?
At that point in time, Redos leaves,
Yep.
and hey Strax, you're currently covered in
Bound
webbing
up,
and
dude.
stuck to web. So what are you gonna do? You're restrained technically.
Is there a way for me to struggle out of this?
You gotta make a
Strength check.
Fuck, that's the one I suck at.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to get caught in that shit.
It's nap time, boys.
I'm still drunk. It's okay.
I'm dying.
It's okay,
I
man.
missed the rum. I don't even have any good ammo.
I heard
Animal.
anal. I heard anal.
I'm just
Animal
having a good
what?
animal handling.
What'd you get?
Wow, that is. You
I'm
should.
taking a nap.
Taking
You-
a nap.
One.
Struggle, and it seems as if you just get yourself more stuck in the webbing.
See, this is when I need the cloak, but I don't have the cloak.
Arden,
Yay!
Yay.
The cloak?
The one that
The
the
clock.
one that Dev has.
Maybe I should play dead.
Deception.
She's gonna see Felix.
Hi.
She's gonna go. And then hear all the yelling immediately behind her and go. I don't know.
you turn around and you see giant spider jaws snapping through the doorway.
Yeah. She would be like, "Are you?"
Luckily, Luckily, this one
I can't see that one.
escaped unless it goes
Was
up.
up here.
So-
goatee.
Anyways.
So
majestic,
she's
okay.
gonna back up, like, and then
Do the thing.
go back one more, and then she's gonna Eldritch Blast the spider she can see.
Which one?
There is a big
Oh,
one
there's three of
on the
them.
wall, and this one's inside.
Well, but I think I can only see the one outside, right?
no,
you
this
can
guy's
see
in,
the
this
doorway.
guy's in the doorway.
The giant spider's in the doorway. Like,
Oh, it's
like I said, you turn
okay.
around
I
and you
thought,
see a giant spider just going nom nom nom. And
I thought the doorway was on this side.
Yeah.
I regret checking out the house.
We'll talk
I'm
about
just
it
gonna,
later,
I'm
buddy.
gonna go after the small one. That's, yeah, the one that Cat's touching.
All right. So.
Eldritch Blast. Let's see how this works.
Fucking God.
17.
Yep, that hits.
Yeah.
Yay.
I just want to see how bad you do it. Let's go.
Probably has like fucking full health like a blight.
8. It's,
Your Eldritch
So zero.
Blast
'cause it's
flies
just
from
a
your
D10.
hand.
Okay.
It
I think.
hits the spider, and the spider
No.
explodes. all
It's
over the
10
place.
it's 10 damage. You're right. It's no, it's D10. It has the crossbow first.
It
I don't
doesn't
know why.
matter.
No, I know.
You're gonna kill it regardless.
I know. I'm just trying to figure it out.
It
The
splatters
bug.
all over the place.
I don't.
Is this the bugbear?
You can see what looks like
Yes.
spider bits all over now, and like green, ichory
all
looking
over now.
blood just all over the wall.
Yup.
Okay. Are you gonna do anything else?
I don't think I can do anything else.
Hey, Tippa.
Tipper, they hate your moss. Go get them.
I don't care
any
if they hate
fire?
my moss. What the fuck is happening?
You got any fire?
Big fucking spiders
Yes.
took Strax.
Could you
Jax,
roll
whatever his name
initiative for
is.
me, and then let me know what you get.
5, 10, 15, 20.
stun.
She's going to peek back through the hole.
We're so good
Just
at
as
this.
bad as everyone else.
She's gonna peek back
What was
through
that?
Well, we're consistent.
8.
Damn, we're good.
So
I mean,
she's-
that puts you up pretty high on the fucking list.
Oh, that's
she
sad.
moved back
That's
to
the
the
It is
hole.
sad.
What does she see? In my
So,
obvious
are
line
you
of sight,
looking-
I see the giant fucker.
She's looking through the hole.
Yeah, you see, that's all you see.
Do I see the? I don't
This
see the
guy
wall?
should actually be
The little
outside as
guy's
well.
Outside as well.
Yeah, they were
Okay.
they were
He
both
was on
outside
the
on the
wall.
wall.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Tipper's gonna go. Shit.
Yeah.
You see it kind
Our
of
reaction
like
is-
snapping outside of the door.
Our reactions are always to just yell curse words.
That's gross.
Yep.
I
Yeah, I
know.
know.
It's, I know it's not directly near
Shit fucking
me.
bit me
So,
twice.
so Tipper's gonna be like, and just kind of like put her little hand through and fire off guiding bolt at the giant spider.
Okay. Roll for me.
Wait,
Wait.
wait,
Wait.
wait.
I can't wait.
That is going to be.
Come on, you can do it.
11 probably doesn't hit.
No, it does not.
No, it does not.
So you,
You just-
this is guiding bolt, right? You fire off a guiding bolt. It flies into the house and slams on the wall above the spider. The spider then turns and looks at you, and you can see like just mandibles and what looks like, I guess you'd consider it spider drool dripping from its
Spider
mandibles.
Don't let it bite you.
Spider spit.
So Tipper's gonna be like.
Yeah.
25, 30.
At this point in time, Gruck then makes his way onto the scene. I will just let him, like, he appears.
Merciful DM.
And at this point in time, you've heard the sound of spells and explosions and girly screaming. So,
I heard there was a female in trouble.
don't worry, damsel, I come save.
He thinks it's Tipper again.
And then the giant spider. I forget. Did I say the red spider was spider 2 or what?
Green is
No.
one.
Green is one. Okay, yeah.
Mhm.
So all right, spider 2 is dead. The giant spider turns to the doorway and then bursts through
I
crashing
burst
through.
ye.
Yes, I burst ye, and he
Fuck!
comes
He's standing
along
on top of
the
the tiny
wall,
one.
scrabbles around.
Don't you fucking dare! Don't you fucking dare! Don't you fucking dare!
Blame her, not you, not me. And
She ran past you and you were right there.
how much movement?
Let's just do this.
How much movement did he make? So
5, 10, 15,
Yeah, but
20.
you have to hold that now as punishment.
25 to come in over this way. 30. Yeah, he's got enough.
He's
got
going
enough,
after you.
So he's gonna scrabble on past him.
Oh.
You
I'm
just
just
put that
like-
above him, like
I'm-
with that on top of him. And
It's safe up here. It's okay.
I'm just like, why does
His
God
tail's in the
hate
way.
me?
Fucking tail, Jeffrey.
Fuck you.
Into your baby cage.
No.
He's like, no.
Tail first.
I know.
Tail first.
He's not me.
You and your stupid fucking hand.
All right, there we go.
It's only gonna be there for like 5 seconds and we're wasting all this time.
And no, it's gonna stay there. It can climb. It's gonna be on
Why
the
is it
wall.
so
Oh
heavy?
my
No, I mean it's only gonna be
Okay.
in Redos' space for like 5 seconds.
It's true, but still, point being, it then starts. Oh my god, let me see.
Bombing is a free action.
Why does God hate me?
It's attacking me.
It
Shut the hell up.
It depends if it's a spell or not. If spell makes you vom, it's probably gonna take your
It then
action.
goes to bite you.
Wait, me
you
or
s-
her?
Me.
Her.
Okay.
It went past you. It's
Okay,
attacking
good.
me.
Good.
It was snapping at her. Okay, like listen, man. It was all dependent on whether it had enough movement to get to her. Okay, it was gonna attack the closest thing it could get to, and you 5 more feet and you would have been just fine.
Well, I mean, technically there's 5 feet between us if he's on the same space as Red Eye.
No, he's like what would have put him over. He's essentially like the back part of him is on Redos' face, and the front part
Because
of him is
yeah,
right
because
above
he's
you. He's
a
medium.
4-tile
Yeah.
creature.
I'm
And
not ready for this.
misses.
Good.
He goes down to grab you, and he snaps at you,
Come on,
and you
tank.
duck out of the way, and you can feel the spider spit dripping all around you.
I am
And,
not near you.
Spider 1 then.
Don't you fucking dare.
Fucking
No, it goes scrabbling
Good.
forward to yeah, and it's going to snap at the person in front of it, which
Yay,
I'll
Arden.
splat you too, you fuckface.
And 1 shot.
Oh yeah. Oh, they wouldn't do
It looks more poisonous.
I know exactly what I'm going to do
16?
next round.
Yeah, my armor class is a
I'm
13.
going to,
oh boy, you
slap
take
the
1 piercing
spider.
damage and roll that con save.
I will assert my dominance.
Nope, that's a 4.
Depots.
Guess
And the
what? You
T-pose.
take another 2 poison damage.
Ow. Fuck that.
Listen, I rolled max damage on Jeffrey the first time.
I'm-
Luckily, I was just like, wait a minute, let's take it back. And
At least I go for the
Felix.
other giant, but
Felix.
So, just so I know, what is outside of the path? Is that
Nothing.
like
Trees.
just-
It's like
it's like
Okay.
dead
thick
thicket.
trees. You can't like go.
There's
Okay.
like you would have difficulty moving around in it if you even tried.
Oh, okay, I'm just gonna like peek around Arden and use Ray of Frost in the little thing.
bitch.
nerf the spider.
I'm gonna lucky that one.
Oh yeah. Thank God.
It
oh
doesn't
my
matter.
God. Thank God one of us has rerolls
Come on,
though.
come on.
Yeah, but it went from
It would be
bad to worse.
11.
Just barely misses actually.
Okay.
You go. You shoot your ray of frost, and it seems to be on its mark, but then the spider
Pick whichever you want.
hops out of the way.
Lucky.
I
And
choose
it hits
whichever
around.
one.
Then it is Greg's turn.
You say fuck.
I'm gonna
Woo!
back.
Ah.
Blasty
Wings.
hands and wings don't
They don't
mix.
go together.
I'm gonna step back so. She can get out of the way.
What do you want to do?
You gotta rush the
Ignore
battle.
everybody. Go the other direction.
Yeah.
Pick more fights. Go, go, go!
Kill everything.
This goblin's over there.
Dash as far as I can get over that way.
Which would put you pretty much right where.
Yeah, it would-
36.
So you would end up right where I was, because that's exactly where mine.
So like he's like right here.
So, turning the corner and looking down, you see a little green spider snapping at this one's feet.
I bet it's confusing him because he's like, why are they all scared of this little spider? And then it's over here like, ah!
Giant spider.
Big spider.
He's just like, look at tiny spider. You're just like, ah! As it's coming down on you. 8-legged freaks, motherfucker.
Oh no!
And
We found this king.
then it is, hey, Redos. You are currently sitting underneath a giant spider.
I use fucking dissonant whispers on it.
Okay.
Give me a wisdom saving throw of 13.
And
Let's
the
go.
spider passes a wisdom saving throw.
13, you
Oh,
said?
Shit.
I'm gonna have some
Woo! Exactly. I rolled,
Okay, cool.
I rolled a nat 13.
Yeah, so it does half damage then, so 3d6.
Sorry. I rolled good. What can I say?
Suck.
So does Jeff.
7 damage.
7 damage. That's still, but halved.
You already-
No, that is
No,
half.
that is
That's
half.
half.
It would have been 14.
Still pretty fucking good.
Oh wait, it was 2 4s and a 6.
Yeah.
Okay, hey Jeff, would you mind doing me a favor now that you're... Oh, what are you gonna do for your turn? Is that it? You gonna sit there?
Just sit there.
You gonna be a little bitch?
I love antagonizing him because we all remember what happened last time. He tried to leave something without disengaging.
Yep. I'm just like, Tippa, you got this. I give a bardic inspiration.
Okay. Alright, Jeff, would you mind running upstairs and getting me a weapon patrol?
I thought you did that before.
What part of I didn't do that at all?
No, he,
Did we
yeah,
not?
He was supposed to, and then we bullshitted
What part
for
of-
40 minutes.
What part of, no, actually,
Ace
no.
Rax,
I'm gonna,
you're still stuck in the web.
I'm gonna
Nap time?
You gonna try?
and struggle.
Nope.
Nah. And then I will ready an action.
Okay.
And if anything comes near me, I will play dead.
Well, you have to use your action to try and get out of.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, it's an
You
action
can do a
to
free
use.
action to play dead.
X's on eyes.
The joke's on
yeah,
us.
yeah. To break out of something is your full action.
Yep.
Yeah. So you are now entangled even more. Still.
Is that really like using the web and get worse?
No, it's not getting worse. He's
No.
just like as he's struggling to get out, he's just not getting any better. He's like,
He's just getting more tangles on
Not
him.
to take drastic measures.
Oh god.
I light myself on fire.
Yeah.
and alrighty, and
You have to be able to use it though.
then it is Arden's turn.
Cool, I'm gonna blast the fucker by my feet.
Get him.
19.
Yeah, it hits.
Good.
At least Arden's rolling.
How badly you doing? this?
Don't say that! 8 damage again.
Splat! It goes to snap at you, and you just let loose your load, and it explodes all over the place. You're also covered in spider goop now.
Prestidigitation! No, she can't yet. That's an action.
Prestidigitation.
Spider guts.
But yeah, and then after that, it is Tippa's turn. Snap, 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 snap. Drip, 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 drip.
This is fucking gross. She's gonna put out her hand and be
Thank you,
like,
sir.
don't fucking touch me! She's gonna
I
pull that.
Okay.
So you need to give me a wisdom save.
What's the?
You trapped?
Yep, he makes it.
Get out?
Does he?
Yes, he does.
So much work.
Yeah, he succeeds, so he doesn't have anything that happens to him.
Okay.
I use my movement, or fuck, well, I guess,
You gonna try it?
Yeah.
You gonna try me?
my bonus action disengage.
No, you cannot.
You are not a rogue.
Your rogue is currently struggling
A
to
rogue.
well.
I'm rocking a fucking tree. Yeah. I'm gonna. I'm just stay.
Your hair does look very fluffy with that headband on.
My hair's in my face all the time. I want to see.
So,
Like, see.
Spider's turn. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, you're not.
You hit it.
Wait.
You're angry at
It then spins around on the wall and goes right at you.
Come at me, motherfucker.
That hits.
Shit, it came at me.
Because you have what's your armor class again?
14.
What?
14.
Yeah, it gets +5. Okay, yeah.
Gets +5.
Why can't we be friends? Why can't we be friends?
Also, make a Constitution saving throw for me.
9.
Mm-hmm.
9.
Oh, at least I can bonus action.
What's your health, by the way? I want to know this.
Total or current?
Total.
9.
That's what most of our health.
Sorry, I rolled the wrong thing. Okay.
Stop rolling things.
Hurt me, Daddy. Hurt me real good.
You take 9 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
Here it comes.
Oh my god.
Yep, so it's...
No.
I'm at 0 right now.
Yeah, I know.
No, is it?
No.
It's gonna be all from one attack.
It's so it doesn't count.
So he has
Yes,
to roll for
so
that.
I'm at 0 right now.
And then you take,
So,
No, that's not how that works. It's still it's one attack, right?
it's still one attack.
So he's out, so it doesn't matter.
No,
Oh.
No, because it's all
No, because
one
if
at
it's-
one
if
point in
it's
time.
doubled,
He's-
Yeah. That's what
so
I
how
meant.
much poison? If it's 1, I die.
No, it has to be
No.
double your
It has to
health
be
in
double your
one,
health.
in one hit.
Okay.
There's 8 poison damage.
That's a dead Jeffrey.
No, that has
No,
17
that's
damage in
17.
total
And then you needed
at
18.
9 health.
Yeah.
Like his
You need
maximum
18.
health total is
Yes, I
yeah,
understand
yeah.
that.
So
but I thought you had to do the total of the person's health when they're down.
no, I'm pretty certain in order
No,
to
it's
kill someone in
double.
one hit, it has to be double their health
Yeah.
total.
I thought it was.
No, it's double.
I'm pretty certain.
Yeah.
It is. I'm fairly
I
certain that in
watched
order to kill
videos.
someone, you have to do double their health total in one hit.
Well, while we look this up, it counts as 1 failure or 2?
It doesn't count as any
It doesn't count
failure
as any
because
failure.
it's all one hit. So
Yeah.
you
When damage reduces you to 0 hit points and there's damage remaining, if the damage left exceeds your hit point maximum, you're dead.
Yeah, and it didn't. It's 8. It's 8 extra damage.
It did.
Oh,
he had
that's
6.
Oh,
that's
okay,
6.
okay.
He's a dead boy.
he's a dead boy.
Oh, fuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
I died.
He had 15 and it dealt 17.
Jeffrey is a dead boy.
We're level 1 and you've already killed someone! Why do the bards always die in
Oh my
campaign
God.
time?
I'm a martyr. Now go fuck.
Oh my god.
You know what's funny about this?
Oh.
Now we
How's
don't have to
this
do this anymore. We can leave. He's dead. We don't have to do it.
Hold on. There's a moment of levity in this whole entire fucking situation. We leave. We never go back. They think we're all dead, and we just fucking book it. Never return ever.
Fuck your side quests and milestones, you dick!
This shitty town.
Felix's turn.
Oh my god.
I am going up here. I see a
dead boy.
presumably knocked out dead
Yeah, we
boy,
don't know.
Yeah.
and I am going to.
Timber just watched him fucking die.
Yeah, it picked you up,
Oh my god.
bit into your chest, and then threw you off to the side, and your body hit the trees and fell to the ground.
The one time you failed that fucking poison save.
One fucking time.
The one time you didn't give yourself bardic inspiration.
Why did you give it to me?
I thought you were gonna fuck this thing up.
She still might.
I still might.
So Felix, what you doing?
I'm gonna ray of frost it.
Does his bardic inspiration now set
No, I
It stays for a minute.
Yeah.
I don't have to like do concentration or nothing.
Does a 23 hit?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
No.
Yes, dear God. You better say
Hey,
it.
Well-
why are you so excited about that backup character you had?
Not really. I don't have one right now.
I thought you did.
It's level 3, because I was like, by the time we get to like my guy dies, we should be at level 3. Nope.
Nope, we're still level 1.
So now I just have to make adjustments.
So 4 cold damage,
Okay.
and its speed is reduced by 10 feet until the start of my next turn.
4 cold damage. Okay.
Uh,
By how much? Reduced by 10?
10 feet.
It's my fault.
Listen.
Alright,
Listen. Just dodge for it.
Listen.
Just dodge.
Strax.
Dodging wall.
Would I be able to, like, how free am I?
You're completely.
You're so free.
On a scale of 1 to America.
You are not free. You haven't been freed at all. You've only made this.
You have no movement of your arms.
You have not made it progressively better.
You're still the colonies.
He's not getting out.
Oh my
I'm
god.
gonna stay up here until I die.
Oh,
Somebody light the web on fire!
Arden.
Welcome to the club, buddy.
Oh no! Oh my god! Okay. Oh
Tippa,
god.
by the way, is literally in shock because this person literally.
Oh
she
wait,
knows he's
no,
dead.
derp. My bad. Let's see. We just did.
I go
you,
after Strax.
Strax. Yeah, but I forgot.
Oh.
So,
And
Grug,
Nemo.
take your turn.
So that doesn't count, right?
He's the barbarian that meows.
I'll let you read it.
Somebody else give me
Alright,
dice.
Wait, 5, 10,
They have
15,
lost their
20,
luster.
25, 30. I can get right here. Can I see the big giant spider?
It's on the wall,
Yeah.
so yeah, you can see it.
I'm
Oh
gonna
my-
javelin that bitch.
Get that one back for right now.
Okay, I'm gonna look at this big ass spider. I'm gonna be like, oh,
This isn't goblin.
and then I'm gonna take out a javelin.
Yeah, I just want to point out those little spiders only had 1 HP.
Yeah, that's why when you were like, I
I
want to
kinda
see how
like-
bad you killed them.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
kind of like figured.
That's what I was thinking about.
Splashing them.
Big buddy. He went for like 3 or 4 of them. Yes.
Throw a javelin, and then do I
You
add
rolled an
anything to that?
15.
Okay.
Your strength. But
Um,
I'm not positive.
natural
Strength and-
15.
strength and proficiency.
Well, I mean, I go.
so
Yeah,
se-
you'll hit.
So
Okay.
17 plus whatever your strength mod is,
Okay, and then that is 86
and then you add your strength mod to the damage.
plus 3.
8. 8. Okay. It seems to be really hurt. Your javelin spears into its side. It kind of crumples a little bit, but then it rights itself and turns to you. Alright, Strax, I'll let you retake your roll.
You know Carnegie Mellon University has a post about 7 ways to kill in Paris.
That's pretty great.
Good to know.
That's super
Alright, let's
great.
roll this. No.
So how'd that dice treat you?
Fucking no.
You just would take turns handing him different d20s and
It's
roll
not
higher
the
than
dice.
one.
Well.
I'm
It's
not
okay. Good
supposed
thing
to.
I have a back.
What?
No,
No, I don't want to see it.
It's all the dreams.
So, Strax, you did not succeed?
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, out
Pardon?
one boy.
Cool. I'm gonna walk out behind Felix.
There or
How much-
there.
However far back I can get away
Yeah.
with my movement.
It's okay. So far, being up here has been beneficial to me.
Yeah,
You can get like way back here.
Okay.
Maybe you should have joined me.
I should have.
I'm gonna throw an Eldritch Blast at it.
It's not so bad when there's nothing
Is
to
it
kill you.
within her line of sight? Because it's on the other side of the.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to see him on that end. He's like
Damn it.
on the wall,
He's
like he
tucked
can
into the
see
wall.
him
He's
barely.
He's in this space right here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just imagine he's like on the edge of the wall, and since the wall's crumbled, he can see it. It can see him, but it's still around the corner for you.
And I can't really get closer. I'd have to move through the other
This
two
is very
people,
true.
and I don't want to be that fucking close to it.
It's okay. I got this.
Technically, there's nothing saying that you couldn't see it through the hole in the wall within the house. Just saying.
What do you mean? You mean if I walked inside?
If you walked inside, there's a crumbled hole in
So she would have to
along the wall.
Look out, wouldn't she?
Like
Would it
So
be
if
there?
she was in here, like right there, you would see it because it's on the wall, and you can. It's
can
like
see its
looking
butt.
over. Well, you would see its
So
head
rat.
because
'Cause it
it's staring
flipped
at him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Flip around so you see its little facey.
It's essentially like on the wall, and it's leaning over the collapsed part.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I don't think she would go inside.
Then don't put yourself inside. I'm just saying.
No, I know what you're saying, but like, if everyone's yelling and like fighting over there, she wouldn't walk inside to try to figure out how to hit it. She's just gonna hold an action until she sees whatever everyone's screaming. Well, she saw it before, so
Yeah.
until she sees the spider, she'll hold an
So
action.
at that point, it is Tippa's turn.
Well, I just fucking watched Redos die, the only other tiefling in the group, so obviously I'm a little bit upset, which is kind of a big thing for a true neutral.
She's actually upset.
She's just gonna, I just fucking, I don't know what to do about
fuck no.
I saw him die. He's dead. He's fucking dead, man.
We leave.
She's gonna.
Somebody light this web on fire.
She's gonna like fucking.
Avenge me.
Words.
Bitch, I'm trying.
I'm trying.
I need to see how
Bitch,
much.
I'm trying.
Sorry, just use wish. You'll be fine.
Yeah, we're gonna pretend we have our level whatever character.
Our level 20.
Oh wait, that's right. I have wish as a reaction. So.
I wish myself away.
His other character in the future, ready in action for when this character dies, to wish him back to
All of
life.
a sudden, all of our level 20s just drop into the middle of the
Superhero landing.
God is still complaining. No, she's just gonna be like, fuck, and she's gonna take the warhammer and she's going to fucking whomp and like smack it straight into the thorax of the spider.
Bash that bitch.
Leave that be.
Ah!
Oh god.
That's
not a good
Product
sound.
inspiration.
Oh! That's right, what does that do?
D6. You roll a D6 and you add
Hey,
it.
Jeffrey. I need you to check your phone.
I don't think Bardic Inspiration will help me, to be 100% honest with you.
Well,
because I
what do you
rolled-
have?
Then save it for when you think it might help.
What would you have right now? Waiting. Waiting. Waiting.
Wait.
Waiting. Waiting.
Why are you gonna do me dirty, brah?
I always do. I always do. So what?
She's trying to figure something out. I don't know what she's trying to figure out, but she's trying to figure something out.
Where's the
What did you roll for your hit, by the way?
Well,
Or
she's
what did we-
trying to figure it out. That's what she's trying to figure out. Because
Okay. So,
if you don't think it'll hit even with +6,
it
then
won't hit with Bardic Inspiration.
don't use it.
She's just. I rolled a 4 plus 2 is 6, so Bardic Inspiration at the highest roll would just give me 12, which
Yeah.
wouldn't hit anyway.
Nope.
So, she's gonna swing her hammer to try to distract it and raise attention away from everyone else.
See? This is what
Before
happens
anyone
when
else
you
does.
waste
You
rolls.
miss, and it
They're mad
seems
at
to be
you
slightly
because you were
disturbed, but it
cheating on them.
continues to
I'm
stare
mad at
at
them. They're not working.
These
That's
things aren't really all that
not barbarian.
intelligent. So, like, essentially, what happens is every time something hurts it, it's like you're next. You know.
She's literally just gonna. She knows it doesn't work, and she's just gonna scream at it. That's my barbarian, you bastard!
Giant spider will then make its way along the wall to you. So it is going to move over, and then at that point in time, Arden, you see a giant spider-like carapace roll across the
Yes.
opening.
Cool, go fuck yourself.
I am so not used to having Sentinel. I'm not used to not having Sentinel.
12 plus 5, 17.
Yes.
Oh,
that
no,
hits.
I'm sorry. I can't. Yeah, no, it's still 17.
That hits.
Well, you can do
Not
math.
having Sentinel. Do you know how much easier this fight would have been if I just fucking had Sentinels?
7.
7 damage.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Eldritch Blast.
Eldritch Blast. As it starts coming around the side, you let loose the Eldritch Blast from your hand. It flies forward, goes in between the boards, hits it directly in the center of its body, and then you can see it lift off and fly off. You see, like, both of you see this blast come from inside of the house, and it flies back, hits the trees, and crumples to the ground. It is dead.
It immediately runs over to Redis' body. And
Arden, not realizing the importance of the situation, is going to clean herself off.
Tippet just kind of.
Thanks.
Tippet, like, holds Redis' head and, like, on her lap, and she, like, is, like, shaking him. And
Wake up,
like,
wake up, wake up.
Hey,
He's cold.
hey, come on, come on.
He is cold. The look on his
Wait, it was only
face
like 6
is like
seconds.
He is
cold.
That's
The
been
demon
fucking up
like-
from the fires of
What
hell.
the
is
fuck?
cold.
You're a tiefling, they're usually hot.
First of all, he's the only one that knows where Strax went either.
You can also see that his face is drained, and he seems to be like a sickly green color.
Because he
All my
was
organs
poisoned.
currently got stuck out of my body.
What really killed him was the poison in and of
Yeah.
itself. Like,
And she's just kind of tapping, like, you guys see, like, she's trying to obviously cast, like, spare the dying and things, because that's worked before. and it's not working, and she's like growing more panicked, and she just kind of stops.
Yeah, you can see a profuse amount of blood pouring from his chest where the thing had latched onto him and picked him up, and you can see what looks like dark streams of what you assume are the poison, just also dripping down from his chest. His body is lifeless in your arms, and you can feel like his weight, like the dead weight in your arms. Everything you tried doesn't seem to work.
Tippa just kind of doesn't look at anyone else, and she says in Infernal, which you would be. Or no, I know.
He's currently in the wedge right now.
She just kind of says, "I'm so sorry I couldn't help you further." Thinking back to the time he actually thanked her for helping him.
Okay, not funny, but you're the only one that saw him disappear into the room.
Yeah, I know. We have no fucking idea. We're gonna have to try to find you now.